Ding! Hello, welcome to Rory Mole's live show with Phil and Sid. Sid is here, he's just getting changed. So we have been working. I'd just like to point out this one's going to Michael Wilson from Woking. Working. Your one here, this is all your prizes and your medals and your badges and various bits and pieces. Me and Sid have been doing them this evening. We got carried away and we didn't realise what time was. That's the next one down there. Well done, mate. That's broken the back of that one.
It's got most of them done.
Yeah. Right.
Evening, lads and lasses.
If you just want to make sure we're working, I'll keep them talking. So yes, which is to say, we're just going through them. Nev Thompson, you're the next one to go out. So I have you all here. Let me just put it down. Lots of Australian ones. Lots of Australian ones. Okay.
Yay!
Yeah, we're working.
We are.
So look, if we get some time during the show, I'll do a load more. That's all right. Whilst we're talking about these, well done everybody. As I say, your prizes and the various cases are all going out now. Just shout out Andrew Rodwell. Can I have your email address, please? And there was somebody else who was the other one. I think I've got everybody else's. Jason Hunter, please. If I can have your postal address, I'll get this off to you. And I think that was it. Sid Knight, oh no, you've got yours. Tom Zalar, as well, please. If I can have your postal addresses, I have sent you PMs about it, or hopefully you've got them. If not, give us a shout. But I need your postal addresses because we're getting everybody's is going out now, literally as we speak.
Indeed.
Ooh, so there we go. You're ready now?
Yeah, I got dog hair all over me then.
Yeah, sorry.
That's mine. Is white.
Oh, is that yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So ours has only got short little hairs. So we're all good. It's just me and Sid tonight. We've been abandoned by everybody. So it's just us. So we can let the
That's in our box of sweeties.
Yes, the box of sweeties is looking very full because we've put everything in there now.
We have.
There's a few kilos there, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is.
Got 5 kilos there, isn't it? So we just grab that SD card out of the way. So yes, there we go. What a great week. I had a good week. I'll tell you what, I'll start.
Go on, then you start.
I start. I say, finished off Hinkle. Hinkle build. Loved it at the end. Say halfway through, a little bit, but certainly loved it. Hopefully, I'll have the photo etch done tomorrow. I'm going to finish off. You can also see the Ford truck, which is still wet. Don't ask, but now we have all its windows and everything in there. Wing mirrors are on. The chrome work's going on as well, and everything else. It's literally is still wet, which is amazing after all this amount of time. But hey ho. So I'm going to get that one finished tomorrow because, as I say, it's all done. All the bodywork's done. It just needs literally going together. But as I say, being wet, I'm terrified to touch it. Get the chrome work on. That's finished, and then I can crack on with the photo etch. So I'm going to do the thing on doing the photo etch. Bombay for obviously the Hinkle. It will be a standalone part of the Hinkle. There will also be a standalone part for using photo etch. So I'm going to get all the photo etch tools out, including some things that are a necessity, like a mouse mat, so you can bend curves.
Yeah,
it's perfect. A mouse mat is one of the best things you can use for that, and a bit of granite. That's just throwing at it when it's dropping you mad. You can just not for using it at all, but yeah. So anyway, that's the ones for that. So yes,
splendid.
So what you're going to get is, hopefully, well, you will do, because there is a part, the next part for the Ford F350 truck will be up on Wednesday. There's going to be some good reviews going up on Thursday, new show Friday. The last part of the Hinkle will go back up on Monday. So there's another part to go onto the Hinkle, which finishes it off.
There's a lot of parts to that one.
It is 16 parts of that is. So it's a big old one.
It was, yes.
It was 360 gigabytes of video. The actual file size.
I'll take your word for that.
Which is a lot. That's with all the cameras running in HD. That's how much the file size in RAW is for that one. And don't forget that is through Handbrake, so they are semi-compressed as well. So I hate to think what RAW would be. That would be absolutely horrendous. But yeah, big old file. That one.
So your loft is just full of computer stuff, really, storing all those.
Yeah, I've got 2 towers full of hard drives, literally. And I've got a load of little passport ones and that lying around the place. I must admit, somebody did say to me the other day about like the raw ones, you know, do I keep them? And it's like, I do. I don't know why. Because really, like the really old ones, I don't need the raw files with it, so perhaps I could delete them. But it's that thing, isn't it? It's like throwing away old photos.
It is,
like,
yeah.
you know,
Do you really want to
put your finger on the delete button.
I was
You might need it. you know,
Indeed.
for whatever reason.
Some
I
people
can't
might
wait.
ask to see your jumper.
Well, yeah, that's it. Nice jumpers, a shirt. I used to wear a shirt the other days as well. And you couldn't see me. That was the thing. By now, I don't. Yeah, obviously got me workwear. But yeah, in the early days, I was quite posh, just in case. Those were the days when the gut didn't sort of progress onto the table.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's it. Oh yes, new chairs.
Yeah.
Yes, look everybody. New chairs. Now, everybody who wanted to have one of our nice chairs.
Yeah, don't.
Because we've had a bit of a malfunction with them. Basically, two of them have broke. The welds underneath.
And it wasn't me.
No, but we have had them 18 months and do get a lot of work. But literally, both of them within the space of a week broke, which are the two most used, which are ours.
Yeah.
Enough.
But lucky enough, it wasn't me when I was on it.
I was on it both times actually. Yeah, one was just literally before we went on air last week. I was on it and I leant back and something cracked on it, and it's like, what the hell is that?
It was quite amusing.
So we had to quickly change chairs. But we purchased some new ones. But these ones, to be honest, there is another one of these as well, which I've got upstairs, which I've had for a long time now, and I know they're good.
But the thing is, they like bucket seats, aren't they?
Yeah, they're quite
Really
supportive.
comfy,
Yeah, they are. They're a bit more. They're more comfy than those. But the only thing is, being leather, you might get a bit hotter in them. Well, I don't think it's leather. I think it's your finest plethora.
You've opened the window. It's fine.
Yes. So we'll be all right.
Indeed.
So that was my week. Obviously, getting all your prizes and bits and pieces out like that. Loads of editing and everything else. So hopefully, and obviously the new format for the new show being a bit shorter. It was a nice one for me.
And it was very good as well.
Thank you very much.
No, I did enjoy watching it.
It's quite nice now. We've broken it up. I can do the reviews obviously as a separate, so I can do them separately. It does save me a lot of time and a lot of heartache when it comes to uploading things like that. So yes, no problem at all. And you?
Well, I've been busy on my 45 Destroyer.
You have. Extremely
I have
busy.
indeed.
You should have brought it along.
Yeah, but the webcam wouldn't pick it up that well, would it?
Yeah, but
It's too small.
you put it in front section.
You go like this.
Yeah. How's the unexpected music playing in the background?
Yeah. With the flames.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, I've we destroy with the post wetch and getting all the joints all covered and hidden. What else have I been up to? Well, I've done a bit more on my Huey. Tried weathering it in. Obviously, the camera can pick up a bit of it there.
Yes, looks really good. The roads ahead, especially. You must be very happy with that.
Yes, it was. Yeah, what you mean is better.
Well, yeah, both the heads, but obviously it's a nice metallic effect. You've got nice markings between the blades and the various things. What metal colour did you use on that?
That was the buffable ones, stainless.
Yeah, because it looks really, really nice actually.
That was it. What I'd done is I'd painted some of it onto the bare metal and then let it dry, and then I just put another good coat of it on afterwards and then buffed up a little bit. And it come up quite a treat.
It did. Very, very nice. Lovely on that.
And if I spin it around on your little thingy.
Does it spin? Don't it? It could be super glued together from when it has the tank on it.
If I lift it up and do it, I am. I've got my little gunner in there as well.
Yeah.
Which I don't think. Just might be able to see a figure in there. With a little figure with his little gun and his ammo going into it.
Fantastic.
So that was that. Sunday we had a good fun.
We did.
Me, you, and John went off airsofting.
We did.
We tried a new site out.
We have.
Which was very big and very hilly, very muddy.
It was fun.
It was fun, yes. And we needed Monday to recover for it.
Yeah, I must admit, I did. I was like a cripple on Monday.
Oh, it was
sore. Quite something. Yeah. When you're in thick mud up to your knees, trying to manoeuvre, and then up hills like
through the woodlands,
through woods, heavy woods, and all the rest of it. It wasn't fun.
The last game was pretty fun though.
In the dark.
In the dark, shooting everybody.
Especially when me and you have both got your tinted
glasses on. Yeah.
So
tinted eye protections. Firing almost like brown-green balls.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call them, BBs.
BBs, yeah.
So you couldn't even
see a thing. No, absolutely thing.
I was just shooting for the fun of it.
It was. And that's why I ended up getting shot, which I have got the mark, thanks.
Me?
Yes. And it was even out of game. Needless to say, I'll hit you back.
He was walking in front of me and it was just too good a shot to miss, so I just fired it. And apparently, unfortunately, his t-shirt had untucked. Yes. So it was bare skin.
Yes.
And there was a bit of a twang.
It was a bit of a stinger, that one. I'll get you back.
Apart from that, yeah, it's been good fun. I must admit, thank you very much for everybody who's liked and watched my build so far. Much appreciated. All the comments and all the feedback back have been much appreciated. I'm very happy.
It's a good build.
Well, I've only just started doing it. So.
No pressure.
No. But yeah, no, it's actually it is good fun. I mean, as I say, I think I mentioned it in the bit on the build bit that the joins are a bit iffy because they're sort of butts and they're overlapping butts. So you've got to put a bit of filler in there and give them a good sand down to try and hide joins.
Yeah.
But hopefully, once I put the primer on, I'm pretty sure there's probably still going to be a bit more fill in the sand.
So how is it for an Airfix kit?
It's all right. It's not. Yes.
It's all right.
I wouldn't say it's as good as their newer kits, even though the 45 is
one of their newer kits.
The start of their newer kits.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
It still is that thick, chunky plastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's most of the sink marks, all the pins and all that are in places that really don't matter. There's only a couple inside the hanger that to be honest, I didn't really need to fill them in because from what you can see from the outside, it wouldn't have been much difference. So. But just purely because I wanted to fill them in and make it look decent. But yeah, no, it's all right.
Good-o.
I'm making a reasonable attempt at it, so it must be reasonably good.
And it's a good old group build because everyone seems to be on board. I've never seen a group build with this amount of interest and buzz about it.
There's a lot of good feedback coming. I mean, I've been scrolling through quite a few of the threads, and the comments that are coming back are really positive and really friendly.
Yeah.
Really good to see.
Yeah.
And if any of you have noticed that your titles have been edited, that's me. Sorry, but you were told to put the scale first, then the kit, and then the name of it. So I've just tidied up for you.
So you're going around like the police.
Yeah, why not? while I'm watching it all, I thought I just might as well edit it at the same time.
No, well done.
And
absolutely.
I've put little ticks to say that I've liked them rather than just edit them. I've put ticks as well, so I've been polite.
That's it. Well done.
But yeah, no, some really good. There's a lot of builds that I think are going to be quite adventurous.
Yeah, ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some real good kits. I mean, obviously the Hobby Boss trailer, transporter with the bulldozers.
Yeah,
fair play to any of you. There's about 3 of you that are doing that.
Yeah.
And yeah, the variety of it is just amazing.
Yeah, I must admit that's the nice thing about this group build because, as I say, when we came up with this idea, which, contrary to belief, wasn't done on the back of a fag packet in a pub. It was actually done one late night with all the team. We had a web chat trying to sort it out, and it was just something where I wanted it to be something where everybody gets involved with it. And I must admit, it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. There's actually some great entries, and I love the variety. You know, you've literally got, as you say, medieval stuff right up to last week.
We got somebody that's doing a night. I think it's Keith.
It is Keith, yeah.
Keith's doing a night.
Yeah, he is.
And there's another thing about it.
Yeah, a bit of the Knights Templar. Yeah, that's why he's doing it. Because it's just metal then, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. There's no flesh tones in that one.
Just think of all the mess that you're going to have to painting the metal.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he'll do a great job.
Quite messy job, but I'm sure it'll come out nice.
It'll be a fun job. Yeah, absolutely. But no, so well done to everybody who's really cracking on with them. So we've had a couple of finishes already.
Yeah, definitely got one finished already that I'm aware of.
Yeah. So yes, very good.
Very impressed.
The other thing as well to mention is we've reset the poll literally about an hour ago.
You did?
For the thing, and if I
do you in a picture?
If I do one in a picture, I have to bring it up first. Poll. Let me bring it up first, then I'll come to you.
What it is he basically added a couple and then refreshed all the others and start from scratch again.
This is it. Okay, so share screen. Come on. Here we go.
Yay.
Must be. Right, there we go. All right, so as you can see, we've taken a couple off.
I know, you take the Huey off.
I know, I took the Huey off. I'm going to do it anyway, so that's why I took it off. Okay, so we've got the Kinetic Harrier. The FA2 is back, and yes, they are doing the FRS1 as well. But obviously it's not on hitters now yet. We've got the Kafir, which would be nice. We've still got the Edard MiG-21. We've still got the Trumpeter F106. The Meng T90 is the new one. That's the one I've got with the dozer blade, although I don't have to do it with the dozer kit. The kit is got both, so you don't have to. Batmobile tumbler I might still just do anyway. But then we've got some of the smaller, quicker builds. We've got the 72nd SU-27. Halifax is back, which was almost literally got picked to the post last week by about a week. It was really, I thought I was going to be doing that one. Anyway, you've got the Lightning as well still there. We've still got the Vulcan, a couple of new ones. Obviously, again, you've got the Bradley. This is the new main one. Which I haven't got here. I was hoping it was going to be here today. It will be here tomorrow. I've had the thing from the courier.
That's so good. I'm not in them.
Well, I know, nor those guys either. So we've got the Airfix Lightning 72nd, and we've got the Hobby Boss Widowmaker, the YF23 as well. So again, all you got to do, click and vote, and we'll just carry on until I get to the stage where I'm ready to pick the next two to go. So yes, there we go. That's busy right now. As I say, hopefully I will be starting this week on the next batch of kits, which, as everyone's pointed out to me, including you can't get hold of this one anymore.
No, I wanted to do it as well.
I know, because I looked online to get it for you, if I'm honest, and I couldn't find it. But somebody did post up in the forum, apparently it's up for re-release. So it should be out. I saw that, yeah. I did see that. So I did have a look around where I got this one from. They didn't have any more.
And they did say that the places that do have them are putting them up for stupid price.
Well, because I said so. Which, if you do, if they have, let me know, and I will name and shame because that's terrible. So yeah, that's the thing. Obviously, I'll be starting this one this week, and obviously we've got the Jaguar. So they're my two I'm going to start. For everyone who keeps on saying about the Typhoon, yes, I am still doing it.
Right.
So it is coming out.
I can't remember where I read it.
Yes.
But somebody asked whether you were going to put any extras on the Sherman 88.
Did they?
Yes.
I didn't see that one.
I don't know I can't remember where I read it, but I read it somewhere on the forum. They wanted to know whether you were going to do different tracks or whether you're going to put any photo etch on it.
Well, to be honest, this particular kit does come with the working tracks. I don't know if this is because of an upgrade, and it comes with the working road wheel system, and it's got a bit of photo etch in there. I might stick a bit more photo etch on there because I know there is photo etch sets available for it. So I might have a go with that one. Yeah, this has got the wide tracks as an extra in with the kit. And it's also got the moving HVSS suspension.
So just in case you stand on it?
Probably. Yes. So, and it comes with figures.
Yay!
Hey, Ben, I spoke to Ben on the phone the other night. It's all right. He's still coming.
Yeah?
He'll be here the week after Valentine's.
Well, I was going to say, because you have a lot of figures to catch up on.
I haven't, he has.
You'll tank one.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, I've got them. Yeah. World War One.
Yeah, those then.
So I've got 4 for the World War One for Ben to do. 4 for that. He's only here for 2 days. I'm not going to be able to eat. Pizza under the door. So yes, I might do a masterclass. He can sit here next to me, and then I'll do it. You can film us, and then you can teach me how to paint. That'll be fun. Like car crash TV. That'll be. I'll tell you. So yes, that'll be a lot of fun.
Lovely.
So yes. So there we go. Usual thing, guys. Any questions? Post them up in the old forum bit for us.
And I will do my best.
Try and make our way through. We've been defeated the last few weeks.
We have no last time. I think
last week we were alright. We got away early, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we were okay last week.
That was the US one. Must say, thank you. US one was great, wasn't it?
It certainly was. Yes.
Fantastic questions.
Definitely worthwhile doing.
Yes, it was, and we would definitely be back. The Australian ones, as we were pointing out, really we don't have to change it because you guys all got up uber early.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they're up at 6 and 7 in the morning to watch us on a Sunday morning. That's dedication, isn't it?
Isn't it just? Either that, the kids are up watching the TV or kids' TVs, and they're in the sort of back part of the room on their iPads or laptops, computers, watching it.
This could be true. Bless them. But no, it was a great success. Thank you for everybody who took part. Thank you for everyone who joined us, obviously, over Christmas and New Year's, as I suppose our first one back proper. We hope you all had a good Christmas and New Year. We did.
Yeah.
It was all right, wasn't it?
I've still got mince pies left.
So wait, but they ran out of date. Mel said to me, "What are you going to do about them?" And I was out on the 5th. I said, "I don't worry about that.
Yeah, eat them.
I'll be right in March."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, don't worry. I'll give them to everyone for the next geek meet we have here." So she said, "Yeah, but it might be a week or two." "Ah, they'll be fine."
Yeah, mince pies and Bailey's cream.
Yeah. Well, I think about that. That's gone. I must admit.
I know. I've got about half a tub of Bailey's cream left.
Oh, surely that will go off though.
No, it won't.
I have a confession, right?
Oh, go on then.
My parents gave me, because they know I like my Baileys, and they don't
I saw the Bailey hamper.
Oh no, that was actually from another.
Oh, was it? Okay.
That was from a sister-in-law, bless her. Actually, that was very nice. I must admit, that was lovely. But my family, mum, she goes, "Oh, I've got a bottle of Bailey that you drink it, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, just do." Anyway, so she said, "Oh, look, you might as well have it. We'll never drink it. We've had it years or whatever."
Right.
She's not joking. 2005 on the bottle, right? People say Baileys can't go off. If you don't know what Baileys is an Irish cream. It's uber nice, and I'd like to make a milkshake out of it, half and half with milk. Brilliant. So yeah.
Half a pint of Baileys.
Yeah, it is half a pint of Baileys, half a pint of milk. That's fine. Brilliant. No ice. Get rid of that. But yeah. So anyway, the thing was, I undid the top, and immediately something
curdled.
Well, it's gritty. So then I thought, I'm not sure about this. So when I poured it, it came out in chunks.
Oh yeah.
So it can go off. It had actually gone. It smelled all right. I didn't taste it. I'm not that brave, but going down the sink, it did take a poke to get it in.
Give it to the cat.
Yeah, not our cat. Give it to next door. But yeah, that was so. Yeah, Baileys can go off, kids. Don't try that one at home. But yeah, 2005.
Yeah, see, it doesn't have that problem with me.
10 years old.
Yeah, it'd be lucky if it's 10 days old with me.
I know. That's what it's like. All the rest of it's gone. That's no problem. That hamper got devoured on. Boxing Day.
I've got half a bottle left. But that's the original Baileys, because I've been drinking all the cheap stuff before the Christmas period.
Yeah.
But I've got half a bottle of original Baileys left.
Very nice.
It was.
Yes. I've got a little one out of my hamper left. That's it.
Oh, actually, I still got one of them as well.
Yeah, I've got a little one.
Little shot, yeah.
Mine. We're into dry January though, isn't it?
I got a little Guinness chocolates as well.
Oh, right. Oh, very nice. Do you taste the Guinness then?
I don't know, because I've got white chocolate on them, so I'm not eating them yet. Don't have white chocolate.
A couple of white girl.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't waste the chocolate. My family hate me for having chocolate around the house.
Why?
Because it doesn't last 5 seconds with them. As well with me, I'll have a couple of a night, stick it back in my box. Following night, I'll have another couple. Now they can't do that. They got to eat it all there and then.
I am the same. Yeah.
So if I leave chocolate in the fridge, I know full well it won't be there the following day.
Well, it's bad enough having them in the studio when I'm filming, because today, I must admit, I did have a nibble whilst I was working on these. So I was like, get them out of the way. If I see it, I'll start eating it.
Nothing wrong with the fantastic ones.
Oh, yeah, they're very nice. And so's the blacky ones as well. I've got a little bit of liquor.
I'm going to eat your last Jaffa cake.
You can have your last Jaffa cake. I'll let you go. Left over from Halloween, that one. Right. Okay, then, kids. Here we go.
So, post 2 is from Ron. Hi, Ron. Hi, guys. Happy New Year. Sid, how's the Type 45 coming along? Are you putting a Night Lynx or a Night Merlin on the back?
Yeah, will they be black?
Why not? Bit of a chuckle. Be unique.
Could do a Night Type 45. Stealth boat.
Yeah. I'm still toying with the idea of whether to do out of water in the water. We'll see.
Trouble is though, because in water means you've got to do water. Unless you have a harbour and just have it flat like a mill pond, that'd be easy to do. Yeah, nice deep green base, and then put your water stuff on top. But if you're going to be, I'm thinking now, breaking through waves, big breakers off the front of it, spray, frozen in time, like you see on some of these real clever ones. That guy who did that U-boat, you've seen that one? It's got the water coming out the little holes and all. Yeah, oh, that's amazing. That is.
Yeah, mine ain't gonna look good.
Oh right. Scrap that.
Calm down.
No, I think you should give it a go.
But yes, my ship's coming along nicely. Thank you, Ron. Phil.
Oh.
Been looking at the Rebel 72nd B17 kits in Hobbycraft. There's 2, a B17G and a B17F Memphis belt.
Don't touch it.
I believe that one kit is supposed to be better than the other. Do you know which one? Or do I just go for the 48th?
Right, okay. Yes, they do 2 flavours of the B17 in 72nd scale. The old one is horrible. It's raised, it doesn't go together particularly well. It's a pretty nasty kit. If you know, in those days, I would always go for the Academy version because their one was okay. But the new one, which I do believe is the G, because it's got the chin gun. How I know, G, gun at the front. That's how I've sort of come across with this one. So yeah, that's the new one, which is it's sort of like, it shows it in metal at the front, I think in the British or the European artwork for it, and then it's obviously green at the back. Is the new tool one, which is beautiful. It's lovely, very nice. The 48th, again, monster, because it's probably bigger than that, because it's a big old lump.
Yeah.
And it is quite something else, as in handful. It's raised everything, but I have seen people do amazing things with that kit. Very, very awkward, I think is the best way to describe the kit, but I should think extremely rewarding if you've done it right. But yeah, go for the new tool one.
Okie dokie.
Easiest way, always have a look on them for a date. On the box, normally it has a date. Okay, so you're looking for something newish. But most kits, you're going to look at a kit, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, right. Well, apart from that one, it was before time, that was. I wonder it's in colour. But yeah, that's the thing. So you want to look for something with the date. Most modern kits have actually a date on them somewhere, so that's the easiest way to tell.
Okie dokie. Post 3 is from Mark. You need to do it in a picture thingy for this.
Oh, already?
Yeah, this is the gentleman that's put up a picture of his links.
All right, okay.
Hi guys, here's my attempt at freehand camo on my 48th Airfix links. And I must admit, it really looks nice.
Okay.
And I'm assuming this is for the stirring up dust sig as well, I think, possibly.
Right, hold on,
It could be just that it's a different, there's two of them being built at the same time.
Where are we? Live show.
Live show, post 3. It's my first attempt at freehand, and I've still got bleaching and weathering to go. What do you think? And is there any tricks you could pass on, Phil? Cheers.
Very nice. Yes,
It looks really nice.
we do like the links. A cracking kit.
It is.
As I say, the only thing you want to just be careful with is your sort of, I don't know if it's the light, but it looks a little bit greeny. It could be just the light. So sometimes it's nice. You can go back with this grey against the green. So I take it you probably put the green down last, or certainly that's the way I would do it. So you could just pop along and sharpen this up. The other thing obviously you can do, we spoke about it a lot with like the hind and things like that, you can actually do the bleaching and fading back weathering on this as well. So you just obviously a couple of drops of like a grey with the green is a nice one, and then obviously a couple of drops of white with the grey, just to fade it and just pop in some little areas. Okay, you don't have to go right up to this, but perhaps you can just fade it out on the tops of panels, very much top side especially, just to sort of give it that more sort of faded look, and that'll just break all this up quite nicely. The other thing as well you can do is, because there's a lot of raised details on these, is to dry brush. So using that shade of like adding a few drops of grey, you know, obviously for your green, literally we're just talking 2 or 3 drops on something like this of a light grey added to your green, and then you can dry brush over it. And what that'll do is it will literally come along and especially over riveting things, it will just give it that slightly worn look and on edges and things like that. So that'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, the reason you can hear that is they're walking around the pub. Sit down. You know, and then obviously you've got your standard type of weathering afterwards, which you can come in with washes and various things. But certainly a little bit of dry brushing on helicopters goes a long, long way. And you can really bring in some nice sort of things on this one. Is it just the one pick?
It is just the one, yeah.
So yeah, that would be my advice for something like that. Just to try break it up just a little bit, make it a bit better.
Okie dokie.
Anyone got a gun?
Post 4 is from Peter Field. Hi guys, I melted my Israeli SHO Israeli shot. Got bored with my M1A2 Tusk and blew that up at the park this morning. Fair enough.
Fair enough. I wish you'd take the video. We'd like to see that.
True, right?
If you're going to destroy something,
yeah, true. Yeah, definitely.
We can have an outtake show of that. Model's gone wrong. Modeling gone wrong.
I've got an idea to get hold of some helium and balloons and set one free.
That's it.
Wonder which one would be the first kit in space.
Well, failing that, send it to us and we'll shoot the crap out of it with our gear.
Yeah, definitely.
We can shred plastic really well.
And would film it.
Yeah, we'd film that.
Yeah.
I would quite happily take that to down the range and we'll shoot the crap out.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's it. How many rounds? 450 rounds or full auto. It'll go nicely. Shred it. Yeah.
Yeah, because what we do is about 300 in a magazine there. So I thought hike up one.
I can hold 450 in my big one.
Well, mine's about 300, so it'll be about 700.
Yeah, that's it. See?
All in the bit plastic.
That's it.
Splendid.
Perfect.
This is more destructive and moving end to a model, which is surprisingly fun. No questions. Have a good one.
Will do. But no, seriously, if you do want something destroyed, send it to us. We can have a new outtake section called Destroy It with Phil and Sid. This week we take such and such a kit using a mixture of fireworks, weaponry, and anything else at our disposal. I'm sure with some of the contacts we've got, we can come up with some really interesting ways to destroy things.
Post 5 is from Stuart. Hi guys, any advice on painting ejector seats? I usually spray the most covered colour and brush paint the rest, but never seem to get that realistic look to them. How do you get the seat to actually look like a seat and not like plastic that's just been painted? Thanks, Stu.
Again, it's a lot to do with the scale effect. If you're just going to paint it in sort of what colours, it's going to look, as you say, like a bit of a brick. My way of doing it, I usually build the entire seat, exceptions of obviously the cushions if they can come off, and then I will normally do it if it's one of the older seats, like a Martin Baker Mark 7, just black. Then I will dry brush it with grey. Don't use silver because silver is really strong. You can pop around bits afterwards with silver, but dry brushing it immediately dulls it down and brings it to life. All the little bits and details jump out at you. And then go in with your cushions, and you can actually then paint them the other colour. A little technique you can do with it. You can give them, and I've done it, I haven't done it for a while. I should do it on the thing. Sorry, all your medals. They just need labels put on. But in my little box of tricks in here, which I can't get into, hold on. See, look, I should clear all this away. Hold on, it's in here somewhere. I have got, perhaps I haven't, perhaps I needed it. I used to have, where's this one?
Something else to go on with his list.
Yeah, no, it's one of the things, where does everything go from my toolbox recently?
Because you tidied it up.
Theories in here.
See, it's just silly tidying things. You just shouldn't do it.
It is. Oh, God. Yeah, typical. Can't find it here. I have got a couple of bits of their fabric tape. One of them is got a very, very fine. I can't remember which build I did it on now. I used it on one of the builds for a seat cushion. So you actually stick the fabric to the seat cushion, then paint it, and it looks like fabric then. And what it is, it's tape. I think it's almost like a surgical tape. It's like a bandage tape. Very, very sticky. And then the other one you can just use normal sort of like Elastapast. And then you could use that for, you know, I think I used that on the softwood camel actually around the edges to make it look like padding. So it gives it more of a three-dimensional. The other thing as well, obviously you can come along with like a thin layer of like milliput over the top, and even a fingerprint, which is what I did to the hind. You need a texture, fingerprint, put that onto it. It leaves a fingerprint, looks like a texture, then you can do it. And it just makes the cushions, instead of looking dead flat, gives them a bit of a, you know, an edge to them and things like that. Yeah. And that's it. And then it's just a case of really like your harnesses, making sure they're alive, for want of a better word. So try and don't just have them hanging straight down, straight across. Try them, if you can, bend them slightly so they've got a little bit more movement to them. It's a little bit harder when using photo etch because obviously that likes being flat. But if you're using like the fabric ones, you can, you know, just ripple them around. If you're using milliput or, you know, even the blue tack way, just to bend them around, cover the seat cushions so you can't see them, and things like that. So yes, that would be my way.
Post 6 is from Wayne Hillman. Hi Wayne.
Wayne.
Hi Phil and Sid. Hope you are both fit and healthy and have got over being sore. Because obviously he saw my comment.
Yes, yes.
So he knew that we've been silly.
I can walk now. I couldn't walk on my legs.
Lots of painkillers afterwards. I did.
Yes, I didn't have the luxury of them. I wish I had.
Painkillers and Daniels and Coke down the street.
Oh, well, yeah, that's probably a good mixture.
I slept well.
I must admit, I just had a couple of ciders when I came home, and that was about it. I couldn't get up to get anything else.
Is it me, or does the forum seem to be buzzing at the moment? Lots of activity. It's great. My question is, not sure if Steve is on tonight. Show to ask, I have only ever built planes and want to have a go at armor. Is there a different approach to building armor, and are there any different tools you would use, etc.? Love the HE111 build. By the way, Phil, it's fantastic.
Thank you. Unfortunately, our armor god has gone AWOL. He's disappeared on us tonight, as with the rest of the gang. So I think we've worn them out.
Probably.
Or they're just fed up with us.
Yeah, probably fed up with us.
Probably, yeah. So yes, unfortunately, he's not here to ask. Hopefully, we'll get him on very, very soon when he's back around. Building wise, I treat armor totally different to an aircraft.
And so do I. I build it completely.
Yeah, that's the way I would do it as well.
Then paint it, and then come in with your dry brush in, and all your other bits and bobs afterwards.
Yeah.
Tools wise, I wouldn't say that there's major difference in tools.
No, I'd say your tools are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only, as I say, when you're dealing with an aircraft, it's all about your seam lines and your joints and things like that. With armor, you don't worry about those, because if it's bad, it doesn't matter, because you can just sand it quite roughly and get away with it, okay? Because nobody's looking for a perfect seam line on a bit of armor, because they don't have them. Aircraft, obviously you are, so you've got to go round and, like, you know, big center seams there, the thing that takes time getting them right, and rescribing and all of that. You don't have to worry about that.
Not an armor.
But as I say, from a tools point of view, unless you're dealing a lot with your photo etches and things like that, I don't think there's any specific tools you would actually need. I don't know, to speak to Steve about this one. But for me doing armor, it's just the same tools. It's just a different technique. When you're dealing with aircraft, because they're clear parts as well, glass, isn't it, in cockpits, they have to be done and put in. If it's armor, you're not worried about that unless it's an interior set. I'm looking forward to doing a lot of armor this year. I'm hoping that everyone's going to vote to do a bit of armor soon. So I'll say I've got that T90 lined up to do at some point, and I've got the Bradley as well, both main kits.
Sherman as well.
Obviously, we've got the Sherman first up as well. So, you know, the only thing with armor, as I say, the time you spend doing sanding and cleaning and rescribing, you spend doing road wheels and bloody tracks. You know,
we all love our road wheels.
We all love our road wheels, yeah. That's got me. I like the main ones because they come with a template for spraying. That's quite nice. That's a very handy little bit, that is, to have that. I've got my plastic one back there for doing it, but
I'll pick one up at Telford.
Yeah, that's it. Dead handy.
Post 7 is from Paul Lane. Hi guys, I was looking into lead wiring, being that it's not the easiest product to get hold of. I was thinking of using solder instead of, as it's cheap, comes in many different sizes, and seems perfect for piping or electrical wiring in cockpits, etc. Have you ever used this? If so, how does it compare to lead wiring? Yeah, exactly the same. To be honest, years ago, before I sort of got into this big time, I used to just buy from little pound shops. You used to get, like, from the old days, before, you know, trip switches, you used to get a paper thing with fuse wire, different grades. Yeah. So I used to buy about 10 of them. And that's what I used to use then, because you had your thin stuff and your medium and your thicker ones, and do it like that. But soldering stuff, yeah, especially. Trouble with soldering, you don't tend to get the really thin ones. If you want to be down to, you know, your 0.2s, 0.3s of a mil, soldering, I don't think go that small. Might do, but, you know, if you're looking for your 1 mils and half mils, then solder is the easy way to go. But fuse wire, yeah, absolutely. So a bit, don't see it as much these days, do you? Fuse wire. No, fuse wire, no.
No, I must admit, but certainly. I know, you know, it's a tale for you.
In the good old days.
Good old days. Well, not really, it was with the ex. But anyway,
the old days.
A rented house, right? And the fuse kept blowing. And it's in the old days where you had fuse wire. You know, you had the old, I think they were porcelain plugs, put them in, take them out, and there's like fuse wire in there. And so anyway, this particular time it went, so I took them all out, and I got to one of the big ones at the end, and I took it out, and it had a screw in it. Somebody obviously just got fed up with the fuse going and actually cut a screw down, and it had a screw, big one as well, like an M5 or something, stuffed in there, and it had a screw instead of a fuse. So at this point, I sort of get on the phone to the landlord, because it was a private rent. I said, I'm not being funny, but I've just taken the fuse out and it's got a screw in it. And he turned around and said, yeah, bloody thing, it's the shower. It's always popping, so we did that. I'm like, yeah, this day and age, you couldn't do that. This is like, you know, the 90s. But yeah, talk about health and safety. So you're saying I'm in the shower and, you know, it suddenly goes faulty. You'll never get me out. I'll be stuck to it forever. But yeah, I had a screw in it. Now you could sue probably somebody for millions. But back in the day, it was like, you know, he said, "Oh, I always does it. Don't worry about it." And anyway, I think his missus must have bent his ear about it because next thing we had an electrician out who fixed it. And actually took out that entire panel, put in trip switches. And funny enough, in the shower, kept tripping, didn't it? Because it's electric, you're in there, all lavaed up, and the lights go out, the water goes off. And especially if you're on your top, you've got to go all the way downstairs and then reset it.
What a lovely image.
Yeah, what an image. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, anything.
Post 8 is from Peter Dell. So when are you going to build the Millennium Falcon and Super Detail it?
What, is this the one they're doing for, was it 900 quid?
So over the magazine one, that little photo etch one.
Castini, whatever it is. Oh, the photo etch one.
Don't know. Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
That would all be the one.
Perhaps I'll do the photo etch one as part of my photo etch thing I'll do tomorrow.
That'll be good.
I'll tell you what I'll do. If we haven't got any guests next week, I will do it as we're here. Because I have to get all my gear to do it. I'll try and do it on air if it's me and you, or you can do the thing with the guests and that, and I'll try and put it together. That'd be a nightmare.
You need your inner picture for this again for this one.
Right.
Still on page 1, post 9. This is from Toby Page. Hi team, look forward to another great show. Would just like to share a couple of builds finished at then end of 2014. First is the 2015, the
Canberra.
That's the one. PR9, which is the one that you've got up there now.
Very nice. Yeah, lovely. I like the weathering on that. Nice paint job as well. Very, very good.
So there's 2 pictures.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
And the Metal Earth Darth Vader TIE Advanced Fighter.
That worked out well. Look at that one.
Then it just.
See, look, I'm getting quite into mine. That's the same people who do mine, isn't it?
It is.
I got mine here still from last week.
Same person. It's got the same labelling on the back.
Yeah, look. Ah, see?
Yeah, same labelling.
So does this mean mine's going to look like that? If somebody else does it?
One question just sits tonight. Right. Other than group builds and SIGs, do you have any other builds planned for 2015? Yes, I do. I picked up from Telford 2 horrendous owned car kits because I want to turn them into a banger car seat. Like one's gone into the back of the other, or if I can't be that adventurous by bending all the plastic, just having them on display on a transport or something. That's the only one that I've got in my head at the moment. Apart from obviously, like we're saying, the SIGs. For one of the SIGs, the tow and tow in.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the Airfix quad bikes.
Yeah.
Which would be a good one. And we got one coming up towards the end. I think towards the end of the year, which is the old dog of a kit.
That's true.
This is the one I got off the shelf, which is Revel McDonnell F4B Phantom 2.
This is it. Actually, this is it. This is pre-McDonnell Douglas when they did, but this is the kit. Now, me and Sid have a question. Well, Sid doesn't. I do actually. On here, it says in here quite clearly, made in Great Britain by Revel Great Britain Limited. Cranbourne Road, Potters Bar, Herts, England. I didn't realise Revel had a Great Britain division. So this must be pre-me. And I know you guys now will zip off on Google, but somebody go and find out when this kit came out. It's awful.
It's got a kit number on it.
Kit number is H110, if that helps. Well, I think that's the kit number. But I didn't realise Revel. Look, there's a date. Go on in.
Is it?
Yeah.
How did you find out? We looked all over the box.
Freaking copyright. Revel Inc. here, 1965.
That's older than the other one I bought in the other day.
Yeah, it is. This one wins our prize now for the oldest kit in the building because those ones up there are in the 70s. So there we go. This is obviously
a challenge.
It is when you see what's in here because it's got lovely raised riveting all over it, amongst everything else. But it is pretty nasty. But this will be one of those things. People will probably be watching this now. Kit collectors going, you can't build that.
Probably.
It's a classic.
And the story behind that one is, again, I think I got it off eBay.
Yeah.
Or I might have picked it up from Model Show. But when I got home, found I had no canopy in it.
Yes.
But I've had a friend that's actually given me a canopy for it. So it'd be just obviously sorting out some decals for it once it's built.
Fantastic. But yeah, it's
I enjoy a challenge.
I'm glad you do. Gonna have one with that. No, I must admit, the thing that just struck me though is when Steve brought this one up this afternoon, and I looked at it, and it was like Revell Great Britain. I didn't realise Revell had a Great Britain division and all the rest of it. So there we go. That one is really odd. And it's like they don't make sellotape like that anymore, do they? Sellotape marks on the back. You know, only old kits have those sellotape marks. They don't do it anymore. So there we go. Somebody who will brush off now and find us the history on that one, and hopefully by the end of the show we'll know all about it.
And it says ready to assemble plastic model kit.
Absolutely. As opposed to it's not quite ready. You're going to have to wait 20 minutes, pop it in the oven, then you can build it.
Shake, rattle, and roll.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
That's it. Could be worse. Could be like the Matchbox one. Tricolour, ready to assemble kit, no painting required. Only if you want to make it look like diarrhea and bogey green.
I've got to mention the other kit that I'm going to build. I know I've built this Huey, but we've also got the Dragon Huey. Phil's going to build the Israeli one, I believe.
Yes.
And I'm going to do again another Vietnam era to go along with this one. So that's the other one that's not on. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think I'll be able to class that.
Hey, technically, can I do one of stirring up dust then?
You could.
Technically.
You could, yeah.
So I could get away with putting it in a group build.
You could.
Ah.
That means another.
Yeah, I was going to say, then you're going to have to start yours at the same time.
Yeah.
We'll have to think about that, but I've just found an in there. I can get
You
it
have.
there.
You have.
Put it in there, I'm going to make a free build. That's it. Sorted.
So I hope that's a bit more interesting for you, Toby.
Yeah.
No, what? Yeah, I was going to say it was I know muscle car from the US, and it was a Volvo 740 or something, some sort of.
That's right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
For the other one as well. So that'd be quite an interesting build.
Indeed.
Post 10 is from Robert. Hi, Phil, Sid, and guests.
Sorry, no guests tonight. Just us.
Yeah.
Unless you count the Haribo.
Well, that's the point, yeah. I wondered if there is any way to download the build videos onto my new iPad so I can watch them when I don't have an internet connection available. Or maybe you would be willing to allow downloads for a small fee. I keep waiting for the hoodies to be available for order. Just wondered what the status was. We've not done the hoodies yet.
No. It's not my place to say in theory, but we didn't have a problem. They had a problem. In fact, it wasn't even their problem. The people who did them just delivered them all in XXL. And that's not even what they ordered. They ordered them in medium, large, and extra large. And for some reason, something got lost in the thing, and they all just turned up, the lot, in XXL. And it was like, well, that's great. We've now got loads of them, but we've got none in the other sizes. I'm pretty sure, although I can't speak to her, although that's the noises you can hear above.
I'm sure she's on the case.
But I'm sure she is on the case, and I'm sure she's actually going to go and get them personally, because she did say she would go and get them. And I think she's going to go and get them tomorrow. So if she gets them tomorrow, they will be on the site. They are actually, you could click the button. It's just I haven't made it live on the site because we haven't physically got them here. And I don't like doing it if we haven't got them here.
Fair enough.
But by the end of the week, definitely. Otherwise, if you don't, you can blame me.
So,
but yes, she is on it like Sonic.
The other question was downloading the videos.
Oh yeah, sorry. Downloading videos. It's something we used to do years ago. But as I say, everyone could do it for nothing by web scraping it. I don't use an iPad, so I'm not sure exactly how it would work. If you go and get the, oh God, what's it called now? Firefox video downloader. I don't know if they have an app or something that will work with an iPad. But if not, what you can actually do is download it to your computer, which is what everyone does. And then you surely could send it across when you plug your iPod in. You can just literally hoof it across from your iPad, from your computer as a file. I'm not quite sure how that'll work, because the only trouble is the trouble you have with an iPad is when you have it as a download from us, if you try and download it through the current form of Firefox downloader, it will only let you download it in a standard 720 format, P format, where actually they're all uploaded now in 1080 by 60. 60 frames, very high def, very sharp images, but even YouTube plays around with that a little bit. But when you're coming down the other way, it's not, but it's still going to be a big file. It's still going to be like a 1.2 gig file for a 30-minute show. So consequently, it's a bit overkill for what an iPad will chuck out, because that will do it in a mobile version of. So it all gets a little bit funny how it all works. I'm sure there must be a workaround that somebody's going to come up with on the forum or something else like that. But we haven't done it as in a payable download, so to speak, because you can get it for nothing if you know what you're doing. And that's what we always say. I don't lock them. These things aren't locked, so you can't do it. We used to have a bit of software years ago, which it used to be a bit of payware we used to do, which used to have an encryption system onto the video, so you couldn't physically download them. When you try to download it, it comes out as garbage. But we don't do that anymore. They're just literally normal open source files, so you can download it to mobile devices, because we know a lot of people like to download it, put it onto laptops, home computers, store them themselves, rather than just watching it live on the thing. But obviously that's not anything to do with us. We just put them up there for you to download them and everything else, or to watch them as streaming images. But I'm sure there must be a techie on the forum who can,
I'm sure there must be,
point us in the right direction for that.
Post 11 is from Ian Smith. Hi Ian.
Ian.
Hi guys. It was a long week back at work last week without a live show. Yes, I'm watching you from work. Phil, are you planning to do anything in the winter camo scheme soon? Like maybe a Harrier GR3?
No, because I'm doing a Jaguar GR3. I'm doing the winter. I'm doing the Snowcat, which is in the TBS or whatever it's called. Is it on here? Oh, no, it hasn't got it here. I can't remember. It's called Temporary Alcoholic Removal Paint System or something like that, they call it. But it's the temporary paint scheme. So what it is, they basically go over the green with grey to put it in the snow. But you can then, my idea is I'm going to do a chipping technique on this with the green coming through. So obviously front of fuel tanks, wings, all the bits that get kicked off, that's what's going to happen to it. So definitely, because that's being done now. Well, next.
Lovely.
Any second now.
I know, Phil, you like to wait to see plastic in person for new kit, but here is a link to see some test shots of the new Kitty Hawk F86 DK. Very
nice. As I say, I don't like to see them, because even I look at everything, that doesn't look right, that didn't look right. And when it turns up, they're not too bad. The classic it was the Sea Harrier. I looked at all the CAD work for the Sea Harrier before it came out, the kinetic one, and it just didn't look right. When it turned up, it was fine. So who knows?
Post 12 is from Neil. Hi guys, looking forward to seeing progress on the infamous Night Falcon.
That's it.
Yeah, it's already. I did say I was going to start painting it, but I haven't got around to it yet.
It's not going to take much, is it? Black.
I got too much involved in the 45 Destroyer to do that.
You could have a little bit of acrylic rod, I mean, apply by. So if it's in water, and obviously because of the scale thing, you just have to pretend that the Falcon is a lot closer.
Definitely.
And then ship
put it in front of the ship.
Yeah, that's it. So when you look at it like this, you see, so that's it. Perfect.
You're full of all these good ideas, aren't you?
That's it now. Got to be done.
Quick question about pigments. What benefits do they give over a wash? E.g., I've got an oil pigment, so how would this enhance the exhaust stains from an engine similar to the HE111, or wouldn't it?
I don't do exhaust stains with pigments, simple as that. You can do it with them, and that's when obviously, I presume you've seen the bit of the video I do about the smoking on this one with the exhaust stains, and I say you can also use pigments. If you're using pigments, it's just a case of blending them in, putting them in like it. If you're using pigments, it's a lot more controlled. So if you're doing something like we did underneath here, you can see this exhaust staining. You can literally putting them in and grinding them actually into the area as you go right the way through it, instead of like I'm doing is literally just spraying it on and going from there. And then it's just a case of blending in other colors. So you would start obviously with a dark color for the majority, and then you're just going to blend in with a brush, as I would, or you could use a cotton bud, your Q-tip, the lighter grey color in there to give it that, like we were saying, that sort of lead look to the actual paintwork on there. But there's, as I say, you'll get guys and they'll always use pigments to do exhaust stains and stuff like that. They would never airbrush me, and I'll just straightforward airbrush it. As I say, if you're going to use pigments, they're probably a little bit more realistic because it's more gritty. Depends on your scale. 30-second scale, you can see it quite, noticeable. If it's on something 70-second scale, you're not going to see it quite as much because it's going to be a lot a smaller line. But generally, I think pigments have their place. Don't get me wrong. Like doing this, it changed the entire effect of this one, because you could go along and instead of post shading with an airbrush, I chose to go around and give it like a pigment scrub, as I call it. So literally, I just brushed the pigment in the direction of airflow right the way over this thing, just to tone it all down, especially things like the white striping, the decals, especially to give them a little bit of wear and tear and a sort of griminess to them, instead of having bright white. And just knocks it all back. And I didn't seal it because technically I can still touch it and I've not got pigment coming off, because you've physically scrubbed it in and it's a very fine amount. So yeah, it's just, if you're using pigments, you can put them exactly where you want them. With an airbrush, obviously you're a little bit more, Christ, hope it's gonna not spit, cough. You've got that thing of pulling back on your airbrush and suddenly it stops and you're like, you've got to come away. With a pigment, you don't have that worry so much. But if you wanted to like weather in decals especially, and it's very much an old school way of it, I think a little bit of a pigment scrub, as I call it, is quite a nice way of doing it, because you can just tone them down and bring them back and flatten them off as well. Just remember to put a flat coat on first so it's got plenty of grip. Otherwise, if you try it over a gloss, it's just going to wipe off and it's going to make a right mess. But if you've got a texture to it, it'll hang, it will grip.
Okie dokie. Post 13 is our John Buller.
John.
Hi, John. Evening, gents.
Did anyone shoot John on Sunday?
Yeah, me.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I did.
I shot his kids.
I shot his kids as well, but I shot John as well. I was also trying to do it on the ricochet as well, off the van.
That's how you're shooting off the van for?
Yeah.
All right. Being clever now.
Didn't know whether it works, but it was dark.
What's that one when they bend the bullet? The film.
Wanted.
Yeah, that's it. Don't work.
No.
Mind you, if you hop up on your gun, you can do it. If I turn my hop up on mine and I've got like really light BBs in it, I'm literally like a banana. So if you turn your gun on its side, it goes off like that.
Hope the aches and pains are easing off. Don't know what's wrong with you youngsters.
Yeah, we heard you were a bit stuffed on Monday,
John,
making out you were fine and it was nothing.
Yeah.
I could hardly walk.
I was fine on Monday.
I came downstairs, I could crap myself, I'll tell you. I was like, why do I do this?
Something to do with the excess Haribos, maybe.
Probably. Mind you, I think I burnt them off.
Too high.
I think I lost a kilo. Mind you, I've said we ought to take up dominoes.
Yeah, all darts, chest.
Now, darts, you still have to stand up and throw something. Dominoes, we can sit in the pub with your dominoes, and all you got to do is go, can I have another pint? And then lay them down. That's got to be the ultimate sport.
Yeah, but at least you're getting a little bit of exercise walking up to the table.
I've got to go to the toilet every now and again, haven't I? It's getting old. Got to let, so that's my exercise.
After.
Yeah, well, yeah, one of them. You can get one of them free.
You'd be surprised. As Wayne mentioned earlier, good to see lots of new faces joining the forum. You must be doing something right.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, we've to be honest, we've had a massive influx into the site since Christmas.
Good.
We've had over 100 members.
Fantastic.
In the last 4 weeks. So yeah, definitely welcome everybody. And I know a lot of you wanted to see the new show and get interactive with it because you talk to me when I'm letting you in and things like that. So yeah, welcome. So yes.
Post 14 is Simon Webb.
Christ. Everyone moans about the banging on the camera noise. I wonder if it does it on that one. Right.
They're under there somewhere.
Yeah, I want a fizzy cola bottle.
There's a what?
Oh, sorry, Brown.
So yeah, post 14 is from Simon Webb. I have really missed you guys. Just goes to show I should get out more often.
Hey, we were here. We're just on a different day. We did a Tuesday and then a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we've gone from that Saturday. We had technically not Tuesday.
Your new show and then a live show on the
yeah,
Tuesday.
but it's just that we brought forward, if you like, the Tuesday to the Saturday, wasn't it? So, and we do have to thank Stefan. I know he's watching time. I know he's at work. That's why he can't be here. But bless him, it must have been nearer 2 o'clock before he got to bed.
Yeah, because I was.
Because it was 1 o'clock by the time he came off air for him.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's assuming he gets in his PJs, brushes his teeth, and then you had to travel out to Cornwall.
Yeah.
So what time did you get in?
Yeah, it's about 1ish.
There you go. Dedication.
Mm.
I must admit, I turned everything off and went to bed.
That's why you ignored my text.
Yeah, it was actually. In fact, I was just nodding off. I get a text that says, "I'm home." Yeah, thanks for that. I'm just pretty nodding off.
The years may pass, we may all get a little bit older, but flooring models just keeps on getting better and better. Anyway, enough of my groveling. I got a H&S Infinity airbrush from Santa this year. Well, it was from Santa, but it was made by his elves.
Was it? Are they German?
And then they posted it to Everything Airbrush, who then distributed it to me.
Does it say made in Lapland?
God, that'd be funny if it did. What is the weird front bit for? See photo. But hey, Simon, you've put no photo up.
You plank.
What a plonker, Rodney.
So that means he's got 2 options. This is my bits you don't use. So do you need
what?
The bits you don't use?
Oh, sorry.
I'll have to come round and show it to the camera and you can say, yeah, that's the one. Okay, do you mean this one? Okay. That Sid's working me from behind. If you mean this one, this is what they call a precision depth thingy-majig. It sticks on the front, and the idea is you place it down, and it gives you the perfect distance. It's mainly for inks. Or do you mean this one? Get the camera to focus. This is like a hollow tube, and it sits on the front. This is a needle protector that sits on the front of your airbrush. You making signs?
No.
Doesn't mean we're engaged now. So yeah, the idea was the one that's like a cylinder. I think it's just a protector that comes. Get the front of this one off. No. Try a different one. Sorry from the noises above. Mel's having a clear out upstairs.
Yeah,
right
boss.
above us. Yeah, shut up. Right. And it sits on the front just like so. And it's basically to stop the front of it being knocked, damaged or anything. It's like a bulletproof system for it, as opposed to having a normal needle guard. I don't think you can spray with it on. That said, I've never tried it. But I suppose you could do. Can't get off now. The other one is this guy, and it's more for the ink people. Okay, the idea is you come along, you put your airbrush down, and one, it stands up, but also you can go along. And the idea is that you'll see a lot of artists, and they've got curves and rulers, and they'll place it down and just run it along, and you'll get a perfect straight line. And I did used to use it. My problem for not stabbed myself. The problem for not actually using it day to day is that it doesn't fit in my airbrush holder. Problem. It's all right when I'm on top, but if I go for one of my a normal one, you poke it in, it doesn't fit in there. So that was the one. So if you've got, for instance, one of these, it doesn't fit in. But if you don't want to get any build up, then you want to use one of them, because you can't get any build up. So sometimes you've got the 2-prong one, you get little bits up top and bottom you need to wipe off. And if you've got the old fashioned bezel one, then you know that's a nightmare, because that was always getting full up. These you don't get it at all. I think they're really designed for ink. But anyway, if you're talking about that one, it's literally just protecting your nozzle, as far as I'm aware. Unless anyone knows different, then let us know. And I'll stab myself.
Or Simon, you could put a picture up, and then that would solve the problem.
Yeah, or you could actually put the picture up and we'd be able to see it.
Definitely.
Failing that, I've just stabbed myself.
Oh.
So if I now get acrylic poisoning, we now know why, all right?
Oh.
I did it live on air.
That's right, put a super glue and kick on it a minute.
Yeah, I'll set your finger on fire again.
Post 15 is from Michael. All right, lads. Right now, I'm building a MiG-21 by Edard, and I'm not a big fan of their instructions. I find them hard to follow. So I thought, who do you guys think makes the best instructions for kits? Michael.
Best instructions have to go to Wingnut Wings, because it's not just instructions, it's like an idiot-proof guide to building their kits slash well, reference book guide. They're absolutely brilliant, beautifully illustrated. They've got a lot of text with it as well, explaining it, explaining exactly what you're actually doing as well. They are fantastic. The Zucamori ones are pretty good as well, but then also you're paying for it. What else? The others aren't too bad. I think the worst ones you can get, to be honest, are Rebel. They're just some of their numbering that you think, why? A lot of it is their sprue numbering. Yeah, I think a lot of us had trouble. If you built the Heinkel, you'll know, like the cockpit bits, it says number whatever it is. You try and find it on your sprues, because you've got 20 sprues in there. Which one's it on? It's a small bit, and it doesn't look like anything like the picture. So that was a pain. It's something to do with the control yoke. It took me ages to find it, and I know some of you had trouble with it as well, because a couple of you messaged me and said, where the hell's that? So I know exactly the one you're on about. It took me about a week to find it as well. So definitely Rebel instructions are a lot to be desired. The Airfix ones, I have to say, the new ones are very nicely done. They're very clean, very easy to follow. So they're pretty good. Yeah, that's about it really. Yeah, just avoid Rebel. They could do with a bit of a schooling in it.
First post on page 2, which is number 16, is from Colin. Hi guys, hope you all had a great holiday season. I got a Tamiya King Tiger kit for Xmas, and I'm really enjoying building my first tank in over 35 years. Yes, I'm that old. Just a quick question about the best way to add some battle damage to the fenders or skirts. I've seen some videos that use a Dremel to create shell holes, but I was thinking more about bending the odd panel out of shape. Any ideas on the best way to do it? Thanks to the whole team for a really enjoyable and informative show.
Again, sorry, Armagold's not here today. But from my point of view, if you're dealing with photo etch fenders, which some of them come with, that's pretty straightforward, because it's metal, you can bend it just like metal. So literally grab hold of it with a pair of pliers and bend away for your life. If it's plastic, the trouble you have is usually it's not as thin as metal, it's going to be thicker. So actually what you can do is thin it out a little bit, sand it so it's thinner, and then the same thing, you can then bend it and do it. If it's thick and you try and bend it, what's going to happen is it's just going to stress, you're going to get the white mark, and then it's physically going to tear. Because as I say, styrene by its nature doesn't bend. It just doesn't like it. Obviously you can take a Dremel to it to thin it out, and then you can bend it, things like that. The other way is obviously heating it up. You can heat it up a little bit and then bend it. So very carefully with a candle or a lighter, heat the actual plastic, and then physically get hold of it with something a little bit bigger, shall we say. So don't just come in there with a pair of needle nose pliers, because you're just going to bend that tiny bit, but a bigger area, and you can pull it and physically bend it and maneuver it around and things like that. So that would be my way of dealing with that said problem. But as you say, the thing is, it's a scale thing, so you need to thin it to a realistic thickness to do it. That's why a lot of people like using the photo etch fender sets for the outside, because you can do things like that. You can remove one as well, as if it's lost one, which a lot of the Tigers you see going around always have one missing here or there and everywhere. It's been ripped off or they've been nicked for something else, and those types of things. So yeah, there's different options out there, but from a scale point of view, thin down the plastic would help, because then obviously you can bend it and maneuver it around. When it's thick, you're going to have trouble. When it's like half a mil thick, it's not going to bend. When it's thin, it is, and you can do it that way. But as I say, we'll have to have a word with the old Armour God next week.
Post 17 is from Urban. Hi mates, back as normal again. Ain't it good to have normal weeks now for a while?
Back to normal.
Phil, please tell us more about your love for life color paints. You seem to have such a lovingly relationship with life color, or relation, sorry, with life color?
Yeah, I have had a few problems with life color over the years. You know, I know people love it. That's the thing. People love it, and we were speaking to the other day, and they said they painted it in life color. Somebody was speaking to, wasn't it? And they said, "Oh, I use life color." And you're like, "Really? Crikey!" It's just that it doesn't work for me, and I'm in a situation where I just want to pick something up. I want to put the paint down, want to get on with it and go with it. The bit where I have to fart around for a couple of hours to get it right before I can even spray it. That's the problem. And as I said, it's a real shame because, you know, I know people who can pick it up, put it in their airbrush and just spray it. It's just for me, I've tried all the ways that were suggested. So I've certainly used all their thinners, and I've got it all here. That's the thing. It's just that if I'm not really enjoy using it, why do it? You know, it's like having a product which is a pain to you, but you're going to use. Why would you want to? When you can, I'm not being funny, I have other manufacturers of paint here in the same color. There's nothing that life color have got that I use that I haven't got in something else. So if I'm going to go and grab a paint, I'd like to grab ideally something like a Model A, which is basically a pre-thin version of something that I can just squirt in my airbrush and paint it and go. And that's, to be honest, why I've liked these AK Interactive paints that we've used on the actual bomber. First time I've used them, but they were nice because I just squirted them in the color cup on the airbrush and I just laid down paint. I didn't have to flap around and thin and start to mess around with air pressures to get the right thing. It just did it, you know, and it suits my style of airbrushing. So if you're you know, life color fan and it suits your way, then fantastic, you know.
Yeah, I know somebody in my local club that uses it, and he swear buys it. And I said to him, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yeah."
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. And you might get somebody, then, you know, that person might hate Tamiya. They might hate using, I don't know, the gun stuff, for instance, and stuff like that. They can't get on with it. It's just whatever suits you. So if it's a paint in a color that you can pick up and you just lay it down and go for it and have no problem, then go for it. Don't get me wrong, I have used it, and I have used it on some of my builds in the past. It's just that it takes time. It's a lot of flapping around and playing with it, trying to sort it out and everything else like that.
Post 18 is from Gary. Good evening, gentlemen. I hope you all are well. Looking forward to another fun show, but I'll be watching it later as the dog has got hydrotherapy tonight.
Crikey, the dog's going swimming.
Dog.
Yeah, in a heated pool.
Yeah. I have really enjoyed your 30-second H111 build. Would you ever consider building the 30-second Rebel HE219 Yoo-hoo?
I did have the kit, and we did review it many years. I think it was about 2 years ago now we did it when we first actually moved in here. It's a nice kit and everything else like that. Yeah, never say never. If we put it up in the list and it got voted, then I'd certainly build it.
It would be interesting to see your approach on the mottling camo, as I have seen some different ideas on how to achieve the right look. I have seen two approaches, either putting the mottles on top of the light color or line the dark color down first and then building up a squiggle pattern with a lighter color. Have a great show, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, the thing is, when you're doing that sort of mottly one, there's a version as well with the Heinkel where it's that worm one all the way over it. As you say, I think it's one of those ones where it depends on your particular style of airbrushing and obviously your confidence in your airbrushing. My point of view, I just whack it freehand and just go with it. And then when you do get problems and errors, perhaps putting the dark spots on, then go around afterwards and lighten up and correct those mistakes. Other people might want to use a mask, you know, to actually do a model using a mask template over it and laying it down that way. If you're doing the squiggly one, again, you know, obviously confidence about doing that type of camo. Well, that's the motley one down there as a demo, but yeah, I think that's more to do with your particular confidence in your airbrushing of how you like to do it. I know a lot of people won't go near it with a barge pole purely because of that type of modeling.
Yeah, I must be. I wouldn't do a mold.
No,
not at this stage. Not on that. Whether I do one in the future is, you know, any guess. But yeah, at the moment I wouldn't. I just didn't think that my skills would be good enough to get that random detailed look.
Yeah,
anyone can put little spots here and there, but it wouldn't give
to make them look. Yeah, that's right. And as I say, I think things like that sometimes it's worth. I don't know if anyone does it yet, I'd be surprised if they don't, especially after me mentioning it now. Somebody will run out and do it. But if they did a template where you could just literally lay over a wing and it is the model, so you could literally just airbrush on top of it and then take it off, and you know you've got your basics for doing the model, and then go around and do it all. What's that?
That just kicked me out. He covered in the mouth.
That's right.
So I've opened his doors for his cupboard.
So you get his legs
So I can
free.
get my legs through. It's a bit more comfortable now. Post 19 is from Brett. Hello, gentlemen. Good to see you again. Thanks for the US show, but it left a hole in my normal Tuesday viewing. My question: have you heard anything about the new Tarangus kits? Tarangus kits? TRANGUS kits, specifically the Saab vegan.
Saab vegan, yeah.
Saab vegan.
Yeah. Oh yes, sorry, yeah.
I was looking to get one, but it is not cheap. With prices so high, do new companies hope to survive in the marketplace? I love to buy the kits, but dropping $80 US on it without any history makes me wary. Sorry. Not every company can be like Meng, can they, or can we just hope?
From what I've heard, it's supposed to be okay. Some of the other, they have released other things before. I can't remember now. They're Swedish. The other one was the early one. I can't remember, wasn't it? But it was a good kit. It was okay. I think they are a very good kit. If it's worth $80, I don't know. I haven't got one yet. To be honest, it is on my hit list to get one, but they're not readily available in the UK direct yet from my sources, which I get from, i.e. Hannons haven't got them in yet, and my other suppliers. So when they do drop into the UK, I'll probably grab one and we'll do a review on it. Just at the moment, they're not around, and just say I don't quite fancy paying the prices they wanted for at the moment elsewhere, especially if I can get one at trade price. So I'm, jury's out. Their older kits have seemed to be good. I have spoken to some people who have seen it. They liked it. Seemed to be a good kit and everything else like that. It just depends on, actually if it goes together at the end of the day. If it's all right. I don't know what she's doing up there. Line dancing by the sound of it. Trust us to have the only dodgy beam in the house, and because it's attached to the lighting rig as well, I think that doesn't help. It's actually magnified it because the lighting rig above us, we've got this metal, whatever you'd call it, gantry thing above us, and it's attached to the beam that she's walking on. So every time she goes around it, it puts pressure on the gantry as well. So I think that's why it squeaks even more.
Post 20 is from Dennis.
I'll go and give her some roofies in a minute. She'll be asleep.
Sleep. Hi guys, looking forward to another evening of full of fun. Last weekend I had some fun, well not really, trying to find a match for the paint of my stirring up dust glue build. Do you think the cross-reference tables for paints which are available on the web are actually useful to find an exact match, or can they only be used as a starting point to find an approximate of the wanted color? I ended up ordering 5 different shades of sand color because the FS numbers stated in the instructions and the possible paints in the cross references are nowhere close to the paint I see on pictures of the real thing. In your paint reference book, do you actually test if the paint matches the federal standard / British standard color chip, or if it matches the set shade of another brand, and when write that down, and then we'll write that down?
You've also my Bible. What I tend to do is, to be honest, Vallejo Model Air used to be a bit of a nightmare because some of theirs they would call out and say, "Oh, it's barley grey" or something, and to be honest, it was nothing near it. That was me because I was testing my gun before we went out because something fired it in anger. So I was outside in the garden having a go. So that's why they're here. See, safety.
You should have had these ones on Sunday.
No, I had my others on Sunday.
Yeah, but these are
Well, yeah, I can see through them, yeah. As you can see, I've got blue lines through mine. This is available on the site now until my scanner blew up. So my scanner's packed up now. The ones that you've got a blue line through it, as you can notice, I've changed what it's called because they call it like down here. What have we got down here? Like US Grey 4A means nothing, okay? But I know it, it's close enough to be dark ghost grey, so I've written it in. This is available, I've scanned this, it's on the site now. And also we've got things like medium sea grey, they call it. Actually, it's more equivalent to neutral grey, which is your F16 colour. And then we've got another one here they call a light grey 4A, which is actually light ghost grey. And various things as you go on and on and on. Like dark sea green, actually that's gunship grey. So I've renamed them to make them up, but technically the federal standard numbers on this one, this is an old one from, whose is this actually, I don't even know this one is, the model equivalencies. This was originally on the Vallejo site, it's not there anymore. But certainly when you look at their newer versions, I've got all of these in here as well. This is the newer versions of those said crossovers and what colours they are and all the rest of it. Some of them can be a little bit iffy, shall we say, on there. What I tend to do is I use all the colours as a starting block. Don't be too drawn into this thing of like, I've seen a photo, that's the colour. Because don't forget, things weather at different states. If it's come out the factory, it probably is that colour. But by the time it's stood in the sun, especially if you're talking about desert colours, it's going to be bleached to hell, okay? One colour at the moment, which is a newbie on the town, which I haven't tested yet, is the Desert Tan, which has got the federal standard number of 33446, which I do believe is the US Armour colour. I don't even know if it's in here. Hold on. Modern US aircraft. Armoured fighting vehicles, USA present day. Desert Sand is federal standard 30279. Well, it's not that one then. Don't forget, this is older than this. This has come out since, so I'm not quite sure. But apparently, the model air equivalent is 028. Have I got an 028? No. No, I've got 033 therefore. 028. I haven't even got an 028 by the looks of it. Scrap that. It's one of the colours I'm missing, but this one here is supposed to be the US colours one now, which is the Model Air one 122. So yes, but certainly I would use all your colours and your call-outs as a base guide, and then don't forget you can lighten and darken to give you the approximate shade, because let's face it, even doing the Heinkel here, it's nothing like the original colours that came out the pot when I put it down, because I weathered it and faded it and then scrubbed it and changed all the different colours. It changes its hint as it would do in real life. So I tend to go along the thing if I can find basically the colour as a solid, and then I will lighten it out and everything else. But certainly all my armour never looks like the colour it starts in the original picture. And even your Huey, I can see where you've lightened it in various things. But it needs to be lighter, don't forget, for the scale effect. If you did everything in the same colour as it came out the factory, literally, if you went to the factory and said, can I have a couple of bottles of that then, and tip it in there, it's not going to look right on your model, because the scale effect needs to be lighter. And there's very, very nice sites you can go to. They'll tell you all about scale effect and how at 1/72nd scale it should be 7%, I'm only guessing. And then if it's 148, it should be 10% white added. And personally, it's all in the eye. If it looks right to you, that's where I go. And again, if you get references of like 10 Abrams tanks, let's just say, for example, during the Gulf War, they'll all be different colours. You ain't going to find one the same.
Post 21, you need to do your inner picture thing. Is from Urban again. Me again. I must say that last year was a bit of a disappointment for me in regard to my building. I only managed to finish just one little kit over the whole year. See photos. Started 3 different builds all in 72nd that I finally put aside with the finish line in sight, and finally started a 4th for the Night Fighter SIG that I'm currently is progressing slowly with. Please tell me that I'm not alone in doing it like this.
Hold on, I'm having trouble.
So, 6 started, all in 70-second kits, in a year with only 1 completed. That's not so productive, ain't it? And what he's put up.
Hold on, I can't get the forum on.
Oh dear.
Hopefully we're still live. That's what I'm worried about. Hold on, the forum's croaked on me.
Yeah, we'll just hang on. I'll go and see if I can. What is that? That's post 21. So we will go to page 1.
So I'm just hoping it's not our internet connection at the moment, gang.
Stay with me.
Yes. Sorry, kids. I can't do that at the moment.
It was a picture of a fountain.
Of a phantom.
Of a fountain.
What colour was it?
It was almost like the your sea vixen.
Oh, right. It's the Royal Navy one then, yeah? Right, we crashed the forum.
I'm just checking.
Because I can't get on the forum.
That must have been. I've got a white page.
So charming. We told her to shut up. She just told us to shut up.
Yeah, I'm getting a white page. So we could be talking to ourselves.
Oh, well, let's hope we're still on. Somebody text me if we're still on air.
Yes, definitely.
Otherwise, we'll go home. We'll start doing these again. Hopefully, we're still on. We're still saying we're live and everything.
So is that now?
No? All right. Carry on with the next question. We'll come back to it.
I can't.
We just. Oh, you can't get on there either.
Yeah, hang on. I got you. See you checking your phone.
Oh, right. So it's obviously working there. Right. I'll see if I can do it on my phone. And if I turn my Wi-Fi off.
Yeah, we're still live.
Oh, we're still live. Just the forum's crashed. Right.
Let's mute that again. And we'll go back to page 2, I think we're on.
Right, hold on. That was going great until I tried to get off onto the thing. Yeah, Steve Sutcliffe is around. He's on here. Thank you, Steve. Right, okay. Where are we? Yeah, everyone's now texting me. Thank you, John. Yeah, thanks, Hans. Yeah, they're all one button together. See, look, at least everyone knows we're still here.
Good.
Right, okay. So, yeah, I think the forum's on a go slow.
It must be because
I'm just getting a white page.
Yeah.
I think we've crashed it with everybody on there, perhaps.
So 102 people watching us.
Yeah, that's it. So, right. Okay. Forum's fine, according to Steve. Steve, text me the questions then.
Yeah.
We're on number what?
30 something, I think it was.
Yeah, Hans has just text saying, no, we're still on. But for some reason, we can't get, and I can't get it on 4G either. That's the weird thing.
I'm on 4G and I can't get it.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it as well. So I can't get it via the house or anywhere else. Let me just try it on here.
And we were doing so well.
It was going so well. See, look. No, I've still got a white screen on there. Let me just ping the site once more. Is this where we have to play music? Ah, look, we're back. Hold on, it's up. Okay, right. Hold on. The site's just flashed back everywhere. Right, where are we? Live stream. It's the live stream page. All the other pages are working, but this one. Oh, bugger. Hold on, I've got another way we can get to us. Look. Okay, everyone just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Technical difficulty. Play the music we've got on file for this. I'll play a YouTube video. No. No, because the forum won't come up in here either. What's going on? If everyone else has got it, why haven't we? Oh no.
Well, they can see us. They just can't. We just can't.
God, it's Mel upstairs on the internet doing something massive or something.
Mel, what you done?
Yeah. Right. Okay. Hold on. Let me try it in here one more time.
Yeah, I want you to let me come into the forum.
Yeah, I can get into the forum. I just can't get onto the streaming page. As soon as I click streaming page, it just goes white.
Which is what I got. I got a white page.
Oh. Well, sorry guys. It's the first time it's never happened to us before, is it? That's just typical.
I'm just going to try the way that you're trying now as well.
Yeah, try and go in that way. What we're doing at the moment is going to the main site, going to the streaming page, because you've got the forum built into it. So if you can't get into the forum by your normal way, you can get to it on the main site as well. So just go left-hand side to the actual streaming area, and you can see us down in there.
No,
sometimes.
I'm not even getting anything at the bottom. I'm just getting a white screen at the top.
Yeah, I've lost it
with
as
a
well.
picture of your tabs. And then that's it.
Tom says reboot your iPad. See, I can't reboot the computer because I'll kick us off.
That is an idea.
So that will screw that up nicely.
All right, just bear with me.
Right.
Right, so what you were talking about?
I don't know. We have to make it up. So it's an F4 Phantom with
it had circles on it.
It's navy.
Yeah, I believe it was a navy one.
Did it have a red tail with a shoe on it?
It has some pretty picture on it.
One of Yelverton birds.
No, well, I don't know. No, I don't think so.
It would be if it's navy Phantom. They were stationed in Yelverton.
It was nice colour on the tail end.
Oh, very good.
It's just a shame that I've obviously now lost the picture.
Oh, so you've killed us by trying this.
Yeah, I have. That's your fault.
That's amazing how that's gone completely dead.
Yeah.
The stupid thing is, I'm getting the forum, I just can't get to it. I can't even get the forum now.
So my iPad's just turning back on.
Oh, right, okay. So yeah, we have to wing it now.
Yeah.
I'll start doing the Millennium Falcon, shall I? Insert tab A into B. No, very pretty. I'd say it would be a nightmare on camera though, because of the glare.
I bet it would be.
So I might as well turn us back on here now. We can't get in there.
Yeah,
yeah, you get the glare off the camera. Look.
Nice shiny forehead.
Yeah, that's it. We need. Mel did mention the hair and makeup.
And going a bit thin, look, I noticed.
Oh yeah,
when I was shaving.
I can spray it in. Give you some body.
I noticed I was going a bit thinner. I thought, oh no.
Crikey, that's it. Very in depth. This thing. We have a quick look at the instructions.
Right.
Is it rebooting?
I'm just going into.
Crikey, that looks very in depth. The guys and girls will see that. That's the instructions for that Millennium Falcon. It's a little bit technical, shall we say?
Right. So
yeah, definitely. I'd have to plan that one out a bit more.
Logging in.
Right, trying again, everyone.
Right, so I've logged in.
I just hate it when this
Oh, I've got a picture of us now.
Oh, right.
On us on the Today's Show page. So let's go into that one.
Yeah, Steve saying the forum's very, very slow. John can't get on the forum.
It's just
getting a white page on the forum.
That's what we're getting.
Mel said you can cook your own dinner from next week for moaning about her upstairs. Whoops. She's obviously watching upstairs now.
That's also you just broke it.
Yeah, so broke it. Got to blame someone. We can't take responsibility. It was running fine.
Yes.
Say I can't do anything, otherwise we're going to lose the feed.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I can't reboot the forum either. If it's down for whatever reason.
But it's weird. I suppose because you go for with the live thing, it's for YouTube, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So it won't be the forum.
It's not a forum. The forum's obviously on a separate.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's just on a whatever is decided.
So everybody's watching us through YouTube at the moment, aren't they? Not the actual site.
Well, yeah, but technically they could watch through the forum, but if they can't go direct to YouTube, but they go direct to the site. Because technically we are direct on the site. So if you are on the site, and it does look something like this, okay, a couple of things just whilst we're here, because...
Well, I've got us playing, but I've got no...
No, that's it, the forum's not there. Yeah, if I click play on that, it'll play, but then we'll hear ourselves. We don't want to do that. Right, a couple of things we'll just talk about, just because, you know, we've got a few minutes whilst this sorts itself out. If you do get in a situation where your account gets cancelled by PayPal, all right, don't panic. You'll be sent an email by me, okay, or by the system, I should say, and it'll basically say, just hit resubscribe, okay? You can then sort out your subscription again. When you do that, you don't need to go and register all your details because it won't let you in anyway because you're already registered. So you're not going to lose anything. It gives you a week to sort yourself out. So actually it's 2 weeks by the time PayPal cancels you. But just come back to the old subscribe, hit subscribe, go down to the actual your subscription thing, do it yearly or monthly, whichever you want to do, okay? And then as I say, when it takes you off to the subscription page, you don't have to do anything, just come out of it because you are actually subscribed. As soon as you do that again, the system will detect your email address and your PayPal thing and just update your actual membership. Then you should get sent a little email and away you go. So it is all pretty straightforward.
John Buller sent me a text.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, start you Phantom.
Yeah, that's it. So, hold on, forum's back. Right. Streaming video. No, it won't load through. Why can I get on every page on the other forum, but I can't get onto this particular page?
I can't even get on the forum.
I can only assume it's because perhaps there's a lot of people on the forum.
There's no more than normal.
No.
I had about 120, it was saying last minute ago watching live.
Yeah, but it's really odd that I can't physically get round on there.
Oh, this is entertaining.
Yes.
First time it's happened.
Yes, it's never happened to us before. Yes, don't forget you've got the actual
guarantee it's live.
review area up here. Okay, if I click on here, you won't get all that horrible stuff because it's only because I'm logged in. So if you go Airfix now, you come up with your scales. I'm going to put little things on here. So you go 70-second. You get all the 70-second videos up, and then you can just click on the video you want to watch. Call it as an old one. Do you remember we had that start up? Everyone complained about it. Change that. Okay, so you can have that one. Hello, welcome to Roy Models. I'm the 4 weeks review time. He's good looking, that bloke. On Airfix, okay. Their Harrier series.
I just let it got a tiny workspace as well.
Yeah, that's when it was new. That's why.
Yeah. You got your ship there in the corner, haven't you?
Yeah.
In front of you?
Yeah,
that's your ship there.
Could be. Yeah, that's it. So you've got them down in there. Also, you can go. I'll just bring this along. If you were like Meng's a good one. It's got various things in Meng. These are just obviously for your different scale. So you can come along into 35th scale. I've got the one on the T90 we did the other day.
So again, very good.
Now there, or again, you can go your full screen.
Kit, as you can imagine.
And you
so
can obviously
through them quite quick.
upgrade your
But
player.
generally, some of the
So
things
you
I
see it's
think
nice
you
and
have to do
clear.
is like
Well,
the
probably not very
detail
live, so hey.
get the checkerboard on there.
And
Oh,
you can
right,
do just like
okay.
that.
I've got an internal server error will come up.
All right.
I'll let you read it because you might make more sense of it than me.
Server error has misconfiguration, was unable to complete yours. Please contact the server administrator at support workload for more information about this error. All right, blame the host. I'm out with them this week as it is. So yeah, that's how you're going to do all your various things now. And as I say, I'm updating this as we go through. So I've been playing around with the trumpeter ones. You've got 48 kits down in here. And obviously you've got the other scales as well. So pretty straightforward if you want to do any of those. You in?
I'm in.
He's in.
Well, I'm into the forum page.
Right. Stop sharing. Hold on, we're into the forum page on one.
I'm just clicking on live streaming video bit.
And then it'll go.
I'm in that bit.
Oh, are you? Christ, I'm not going anywhere once you're in.
Right.
We've obviously crashed the system. And we've lost viewers. We've lost 5 viewers. Hey, look, I'm in as well. Of all the times for them to obviously do a bit of work or something, when we're on air,
How disgraceful.
that's just typical. Right.
It's still very slow though.
Yeah, obviously they've done something on the forum thing. Look, we lost another viewer. That's it. People are running now because we haven't gone. Right, it's very, very slow, but I've got it coming up on mine too.
Right, here we go. Right, we have got that on the tail.
Right, well, I'm not going to try and put it in. Yeah, she's one of the Yelverton birds. Yeah.
Right. And as well.
Very nice. Yes. Yeah, I've done that kit as well. I did the Fujami one. I think that's the kit he's used.
Matchbox Phantom FG1.
Oh, very nice.
Apparently, that's the only one he's completed.
Very good. Looks good.
He said he's started 6 but only completed 1.
What, Phantoms or just kits?
In general. Not the best Phantom model out there, but it sure is fun to build Matchbox. The fit on the kit was more or less almost in the same division as the Tamiya, so everyone could build the kit without any problems at all. And their sprue gates were ahead of time. Actually, some more modern brands could learn something there. Do you read me, Airfix? Question mark. Take note, Airfix, on how a sprue gate should be made. Cheers, mates, and here's a toast for a more productive year this time round. So, without interfering anymore, I'm going to go on to another
picture.
Yeah. Post 22 is from Mark, who must be a reasonably new person. He's only posted for fourth comment. Oh, there you go, November, who's joined. Hi guys, really enjoying the shows. Hope you had a great Xmas and New Year. I was wondering whether it is easier to spray gloss paint or to spray matte paint then overspray with gloss varnish. Keep up the good work.
It's a lot easier, obviously, to spray. Yeah, it's all working fine now. I'm back in everywhere. We're all good. It's a lot easier to spray flat paint purely because it sticks and grips onto it. So what you can do a lot of the time, if you want a more satin or glossy finish, sometimes go in with a flat as your primer, which, you know, technically most, even a very good quality primer is probably a satin finish anyway, because you want that grip and it stops runs and it blowing around and all over the place like that. So certainly, you know, if I'm doing things like a gloss white, I'll go in there with a flat white to start with, and then I'll overcoat it with a gloss. Who's that?
John Butler's putting, it's all right, I'm texting Mel everything you're saying about her.
Yeah, that's about right. John's going to get shot.
Right.
Yeah. So it's him dropping us in it then. Very typical.
Charming.
Yeah, after what we did for him as
Yeah.
well. God,
Just-
remember that?
That's just lovely, that is.
Yeah.
You know your mates are, don't you?
He's texting my missus, that's it.
Urban's put up a response to Brett's comment earlier about the, I believe you said they was a Swedish kit
Yes.
for the Saab vegan.
Vegan.
So moving on to next post, which is 24, and it. I do apologise if I get your name wrong. It's Osren, which is Ozren.
Yeah, I'm Osren.
Greetings from
Sounds like a light
Croatia.
bulb. Oh, that's Osren.
Looking forward to seeing another show. Lots of fun and great tips. Thank you, guys. Question to Phil. I tried to buy Vital Bond super glue activator all the way through the internet, but no luck.
Oh, look, it's almost empty.
Mine is as well. Most of the web shops from the UK don't want to ship it outside country. Stupid regulations. And he's put IMHO, which I assume is
My
abbreviation.
opinion, yeah.
That's the one. Is it possible from you to somehow send me 2 bottles of it? I will pay you with money, go bonds, whatever you want.
Kidneys, new legs after last week.
an oxygen tank to stick on the back that doesn't weigh much.
No, that's right. Yeah, pure oxygen.
Anyway, wish you and your team a many great builds, lots of happiness in your lives, and may God send us all a decent 48 US SU-27.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I must admit, I'm surprised Trumpeter hasn't done, or Hobby Boss, an SU-27. I'm rude because that's basically it's only 72nd. Why haven't they done it 48th? So yes. Tell you what, I can't physically send this stuff because, as it says, it's got pictures of trees and fish dying and flames and everything on the back of here. But PM me and we'll sort them out. Oh, cheers. So if you send me a PM, I haven't got any here. I'm going to have to get some stock in, which is a bit of a pain in the ass because I actually put in an order with the company to do this, and it's being delivered tomorrow. So, and obviously we have minimum orders we need to do. But I need to stock up because if that is my last one, I haven't got any more either.
Oh.
So I'm going to need some. Have a look in my magic cupboard.
Nothing jumps out at me.
Well, that'll be it then. So I'll have to sort some out, and then we'll be able to sort some out of you. PM me.
Post 25 is Jason Smith. Hello guys from a snowy Fort Wayne, IN. So is it Indonesia?
Or Illinois.
Illinois. I have a couple of questions for today's show.
Indonesia. Isn't like, I'm thinking Fort Wayne, America. You're talking Indonesia.
IN, isn't it?
Isn't that like the other side of the plank to them?
I ain't got a clue.
No, it wouldn't actually be more
Geography
round.
was hopefully.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, that one, for geography. That's like nil.
It's almost like my notebook. I'm never going to live down.
No.
You have shown us how to clear coat a model using Johnson's Clear. What do you use to clean out your airbrush after spraying it?
I just use normal. Everyone asks me this, and I use normal. I just actually, this is an acrylic airbrush cleaner. It's the Vallejo one. I've used it for years. It does exactly what it says on the bottle. Cleans an airbrush, and that's it. But I know everyone says, "Oh, you need ammonia." To be honest, finish airbrushing. Just put this through. It eats it, dissolves it, whatever it does. But it does clean it extremely well. Never had a problem with it. But yeah, that's just the Vallejo standard airbrush cleaner, reference number 71199. I've been using it probably for the last 10 years.
My second question is there a reason you do not say too much about Dragon armor kits? I know that you mostly build aircraft, but I hadn't seen any reviews of their kits and was wondering if there was a particular reason.
Actually, my Panzer down there, it was the Dragon kit, wasn't it? I'm just trying to remember. I'm sure that was the Dragon kit. I actually built the Dragon one with the Dragon kit.
There's nothing wrong with the Dragon kits.
No, absolutely. Dragon is very, very nice.
However, recalling from what Armour God Steve says, it's the instructions that let them down because they're very complicated.
Right, okie dokie.
The builds are okay, he said, but sometimes that the actual instructions let them down a bit.
Yeah.
They try and overcomplicate things. He said that they're not for a
beginner.
new
I remember
beginner
saying,
into Armour.
yeah, we spoke about it. Yeah, we were saying that if you're a newbie, don't go down Dragon route because it can be a bit complicated, wouldn't it? It's not a personal thing because Dragon do you say good kits. I have the Dragon, which I know is a Reeboks, but that's the Huey I'll be doing. So it's not that I don't like them. It's just that, you know, from a point of view of doing it. But I have built one. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm wrong, that was a Dragon. What's a Dragon? I'm sure it was a Dragon one.
My Persian tank was a Dragon.
The P51 I did, the one that's in. No, actually, it's not on site anymore. Used to be, but I did a chrome finished P51 Mustang. That was the Dragon kit as well. Back in the day before the Tamiya one came along.
Now, I'm not going to ask you to look at the put the picture up, but there's a picture here. Also, another interesting company of manufacture is that MPC, back in the early 1970s, was made by General Mills, the US cereal company. Below is an example.
Oh, very good. Yes, very nice.
Built that, stick that in, a couple of dents in it.
That's it.
Have it.
Have it.
Post 26 is from Neil. Another quick question. What would you use and how would you model the smoke coming from an engine on fire, e.g. when it's been hit? I'm guessing something like cotton wool, but that's too flimsy to be durable, and if painted would just look soggy. By the way, I use this to put stuff onto my iPad. And he's put a
He's
link.
put a link. Oh, there we go. Somebody you can get it onto an iPad.
Saves it as a .avi or MP4 and as 1080p, which makes it easier to put onto an iPad.
Ah, there we go. So there we go. Onto that one. Fire and things like that. Avoid cotton wool. What you want is, it's called fiber fill. And the great thing about fiber fill is that it's not as lumpy. So you don't get like lumps and then thin bits as you're trying to pull it apart as a strand. But you can get fiber fill. My advice would be to put in, I'll never get in that cupboard, but a thin piece of wire. And then so physically glue that to your model. Then have the fiber fill over it and coming back, and then you can spray in. And when Ron was here, he did that great job with the fiber fill, wasn't it, to have the fire effect coming from the ship. It would be basically the same thing, but you're going to be having it aerodynamically. So if you were coming off of something like this, then perhaps you would do sort of, you know, you could come along top or bottom or both even, I suppose, and start your wire at the front and then have it coming back glued to the wing. So obviously it's got that directional thing to it. And then you're going to just be coming along, obviously, very thin at the front, getting slightly bigger as you're coming back. And then my personal way, I would spray it once it's on. I would do all of this, mask up underneath, generally with, you know, cling film or something just to protect loosely, and then spraying it in with the same technique we actually did roughly for doing the exhaust, i.e. black all around, working in with greys and things like that. But you can also come in with some reds and oranges and burnt colours for the front end, so it's got that effect of fire. You know, if you're not going to go down the route of using LEDs, then obviously you just need for fire at the beginning is your fire colours. To start with, obviously a bright yellow, then working orange to darker colours the more central you come in. And then as it's coming away, obviously you're going to be going into greys and then straight to blacks as it's coming back and moving forth. But fiber fill, it's very, very cheap. You can buy it off maybe eBay. It's what you stick in a teddy bear. But the great thing is when you pull it and it comes apart, it sort of works with you. Where if you're going to use cotton wool, it like just pulls apart and just into bits. But fiber fill, you can literally grab it and do that with it, and it will come with it. Very good stuff.
Reference the infinity nozzle tips. You also can spray with it, but the results aren't as good, and it's harder to clean the nozzle.
I was going to say, I don't think it's technically designed to be sprayed through, because there's got no way for everything else to get through. Because don't forget, it's blowing out a fine piece of air, but also it's pulling in air around it as it does it. So
it's put at the bottom. PS, when is the outtakes video coming out?
To be honest, we haven't got that much. As stupid as it sounds, apart from us doing this is our outtake video. But yeah,
about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, 20 minutes ago. Look, they're coming back now. Look, we're back up now.
Oh yeah, 123.
123 that on there. It went down to 109 a minute ago. You bunch of things just leaving us. Yeah, but the thing is, I'm really, to be honest, apart from when we do these live shows, and I always break something every week, I haven't had any serious, what I would call moments for an outtake. I've been quite lucky this year. I haven't dropped anything. I haven't, you know.
We'll just have to rectify that.
And some of my outtakes, somebody to me the other day said about outtakes, and I said, I tend to show them. Like the other week, I put, it was on this one. Was it this one or the tank? No, it was this one. I spilled paint on it. When I did the underside colour, if you watch that, I tipped paint on the underside, and I was like, right, you don't panic. Technically, a few years ago, that might have been an outtake. But now it's like, don't panic, dab it, rub it. And I did it all live and repainted it without an edit. So I thought it's a good one to show this because it's a cock-up. But I dropped paint out my haircut all over the wing that had been done. So then it's a case of, right, patting, don't rub, pat it dry, pull it off, and then just blend it back in with the colour, which happened was still in the airbrush, and went through it. And we managed to blend it back. So what that would have been an outtake, I tend to leave now. So I am very lucky on those.
Owen has put for post 27. Good evening, men. I'll be watching from my sick bed tonight.
Oh, has it got man flu?
I was looking at the old news shows over the past few days and seen that Phil once sold model kits. What made you start
Crikey,
selling
he's going
them?
back now, isn't he? To be honest, a few years ago, what we now, that must be 5 years ago now. We had an online store and we used to flog kits, glue, paints, everything I used, we used to sell. It was simple as that. So everything, all the paints you see here, everything, literally, if I use it, we sold it. It was simple as that. Why did we give it up? To be honest, there's no money in it. You know, a pot of paint, you make 20 pence. It's a lot of paint to pay your mortgage. And you know, as I say, as a small, if you're doing it as a mass business and you're shifting tons of it, that's fair enough. But I tried to keep it. The idea was it was just going to be for members, so we used to discount the prices as well. So perhaps a model kit where technically it would be, you know, we used to do a lot of 1/32. So instead of it being 100 quid kit, we used to be able to get them out to members for about 75 quid to give you sort of 25 quid off and that. But as you say, it shot us in the foot because we made no money from it. So it was really a case of, you know.
Well, Richard Moore's got a quote against obviously Owen's question. He's obviously put "get well soon" first, obviously.
Man up. Yeah. So I'm just thinking exactly the same thing we said there.
When I first saw one of Phil's videos a couple of years back, I thought he ran a model shop. What with that almighty stash of kits in the background.
It was. That was the thing. When we had the store, we were in our old house, which was half the size of what we're in now. And the amazing thing was, our dining room looked like a model shop, and people used to come around because obviously it's part of the kitchen, it's kitchen diner, and down the end we had that racking that's all upstairs now was all 3 corners and a hole for the window, and it had all our stock in it, and that's what it was. And dining room table was where we used to do the post bench. Mel wanted her kitchen back. What can I say? So it was a case
it's all about Mel.
It's all Mel. So no, but to be honest, there's just no money in it. It was a full-time job for nothing, and it was probably our own fault because we used to discount everything for the members. You see, so the idea was like where we'd say like recommended retail, I was like, oh no, well we just make a small bit on top. And the idea was it's supposed to be for the members, but it wasn't sustainable really.
Post 29 is from David Smith. Evening, gents. Hope you're all well. To expand on Neil's question, would it be possible for Phil to do a tutorial on how to model explosions and burning vehicles? Am I right in thinking somebody had offered to do that for you?
I don't know. Did they? What, on a live show? We talked about it.
Yeah.
Or at a show. You know. Yeah, it's.
It might have been you, but perhaps it was brought up at the last live show. I don't know.
Yeah,
I vaguely remember us saying something about battle damage and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was going to play with something about battle damage. We were going to do various.
Do you remember somebody's coming back and trying to say that they'd do a short something on it? I can't remember who it was. If it was you, then please let us know.
Yeah, please let us know.
If not, we'll just volunteer one of you.
Yeah. Steve.
Following on from that, I've seen some pics online that look so real, but have never spotted a tutorial on how to do it. Thanks again for the US show. Looking forward to another great year of modelling and laughs with you guys. Cheers, Dave.
No problem, Dave. As I say, we're trying to sort something out. I am not an expert on it at all. I haven't battle damaged anything in probably 15 years. Simple as that. So I'm probably a little bit out of touch. I know the techniques of using expanding foam and obviously fiber fill, because I've got a friend of mine who works in the special effects industry, and I know that's what they use. But I haven't physically done it. I could get him to do it, but he'd charge me a fortune. He'd turn around and say, "Oh, well, you pay me $20,000, I'll do it for you."
Right, post 30, which is the last one on page 2, is from Craig. Good evening, chaps. Hope you are all fit and well. I got the Kitty Hawk Jaguar kit that Phil will be starting soon. As this will be the first ever aircraft I have done, I will be watching intently to all the build videos. I also want the build. I also want to build a submarine kit. Can you give me any advice on what would be a good one to start with?
The sub-kits, it depends on what scale you want to go for. By their nature, they're quite large, so they tend to be very much like 1/700 scale, and that 1/500 scale.
Do what, second scale?
Yeah, well, that's just that what was it, 571 that they crank out, isn't it? It's a monster thing, that thing, which is huge. It's something like 4 feet long. It's massive. Yeah, generally, I'm just trying to think who it was now. There was a company who did all the Typhoons and stuff like that. In fact, I saw one in the trade pages the other day. Somebody was really releasing a Typhoon in 1/350 scale, which is quite a lump because Typhoon class Russian subs are massive.
All right.
Freaking floating aircraft carrier. Oh, they are huge. So yes, I'm sure in one of the trade papers, one of them is either coming up or is available now, 1/350 scale Typhoon. But yeah, I must admit, a couple of years ago, I did a commission for a gentleman, and I did a couple of things. Did a couple of Oscar class subs and things like that. It's pretty straightforward because obviously it's two halves going together and all the little bits and pieces. But they did make quite interesting, and obviously painting them is quite interesting to get that nice scale effect without it looking like a white lump or a grey lump. And so you can definitely go to town with the weathering. If you're thinking a bit bigger, then obviously, as like Sid was saying, you've got the Rebel one, which is a huge thing. That German U-boat is an absolute monster. It's been around a while. They keep reboxing it, but it is got a large lump.
I've seen somebody build it on Facebook,
and
they put it into a dry storage, dry dock. It's really effective. Scaffolding and everything under it.
Well, like I say with subs, periscope, water seam, one periscope,
Job done. Ben Davies.
Bam.
Post 31, first one on page 3. Evening, gents. Hope all is well. I heard someone ask about a tutorial on battle damage on the US live show. If this is a popular topic, I don't mind doing one while I'm down. Let me know so I can bring the correct tools.
Yeah, bring it down, Ben. Ben's only here for 2 days and you'll be nothing but filming.
Love the HE111 and looking forward to the big Typhoon. I will bring that Alley Cat canopy with me for the review. For a review. All the best, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Lee.
See you in a few weeks.
Woohoo! Lee as in Lee and Rusty Lee.
Rusty Lee.
Ron, I have built the 72nd and the 48th B-17. They are good kits. The Memphis Belle is supposed to be not quite so good, but each to their own. A kit is only as good as the person building it, so they say.
If you're talking Flash, looks like a Flash Gordon kit. Flash.
Post 33 is from Mika. Hi there. What's your favourite scale? If there would be no space issues where to show your models, would you be building more larger scale models or just build every scale if the subject is interesting enough?
Yeah, I'll be split both ways on that. I think if it's an interesting subject, it's quite nice to do it just because you fancy doing it. There's lots of different things, especially in 72nd. You think, oh, yeah, I'd like to have a go at that. Little things like the 144 Vulcan is more appealing to me than the 72nd one, even though that was a great one on this week's show. But purely, I don't know. It's just that I think it's just too big when it's in that, unless you're going to stick it on its arse in flight, which is a clever way, because that's why I did the F-14 like it. But yeah, 1/32's really nice. And if I had no problem with room, i.e. if I had a studio twice the size of this, and everybody wanted me to do it, I'd be quite happy just to do 1/32 kits all the time, because you can play and do more with a 1/32 kit from my point of view. And I know there's guys out there and they'll take a 144 kit and super detail it and give it as a beautiful Spitfire a few years ago that somebody did it all open and the engine, and it looks stunning on a little diorama. And certainly at Telford, you look at some of the guys and they've done super detailed scratch build tiny little things. But for my personal thing, I like the size and the presence. And you can do weathering like we did under here. When you're trying to recreate that on something smaller, then you're going to, you know, run into a few little problems because it's going to get a bit blurry when you're coming all over it. But down here, it's not so bad on something that size. That said, I do like 1/48 scale. It goes together quite quickly. You can sort of move on and get onto the nicer bits if you like, because I prefer obviously painting and weathering. 48 comes together a lot quicker than a 32nd does. And that point of view, I like armor as well, 1/35 scale, because it's a nice size. It's a nice scale to work with. I don't particularly like doing, like I've got, you can't see it, it's slightly out of shot down there, 1/16 Tiger. It's big, it's bold, it's chunky, it's great for running around the garden, but from a kit point of view, building it, wouldn't be my scale to do anything that large. I don't get, so I'm not just a case of, if I have the room, I'll do all massive ones, because I do like working on a cutting mat this big is my nice size. You know, the bit where I've got like a wing over here, like when this was coming together, it's taking up everything. And I had the other two builds on the go. I was literally having to keep pushing it out of the way and pulling it in, and it took forever to do. When you're dealing with something like we are with the truck and it's this big, like today during filming, I had all the parts just around me. So they're all around, they're all nicely in shot and everything else. And I'm going around and I'm detailing up the engine, putting all the engine in together. And it's nice. And the other thing as well, from a filming point of view, from above, I have my camera, which basically covers probably 2/3 of this cutting mat. When it's this size, I know you're always going to see it. When I'm dealing on the big stuff, I'm having to do this bit of maneuvering it around and showing you, like when I'm showing you in the last part, you'll see a lot of it. And I'm showing you the difference in the wings and the weathering and that. I'm going like this and then like this, and I'm staring up at different camera angles and trying to get it in all the angles and everything else. It's a bit of a pain. If I was doing it for myself and wasn't worried about anybody else, you know, as in trying to film it, then, as I say, I would be more a case of, you know, just what takes my fancy. Because the other trouble is, if I'm doing something uber small, like a 70-second Spitfire, trying to show you guys with my, you know, sausage fingers isn't easy to get it all in there, to actually get in there. Because by the time I've got my head over the top of it, and you're looking at me going grey, it's a bit of a problem. So if you're using the bigger kits, it's easier to show you guys from a camera point of view and a filming point of view.
No, that's good. I'd stick with me, even if space was an issue, 35th, 48, and obviously the 350th for ships.
For ships, yeah. 350 for ships, I think is a really nice scale because you can show a nice level of detail. You can put the photo etch in with it and everything else. But I certainly, you know, like hats off to things like, you know, Stefan doing the 1/200 stuff, because that's big. That's a big project and big things.
Even the ones that like one 600th and 700th. I mean, some of the details that people put in on those.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But again, it's something I'll just never be able to do.
No, no. Sometimes you work to what you feel comfortable doing, you know, because sometimes you get that thing, isn't it, where you feel pressurized to do something. And if you don't enjoy it, don't do it. Yeah, do what you enjoy. If you enjoy working on 70-second, stick with 70-second. If you enjoy working 48, then fair enough. If you want to do the big stuff, and obviously your 32nd, and that's your thing, and then you go for it. And that's why there's different genres out there for it, because there's people like doing different things. I speak to guys and they don't do anything but 70-second. They would dream of doing anything 48, let alone 32nd.
Let's be honest, if there wasn't a market for it, then it would be just one scope.
Yeah, that's it, absolutely. So, you know, and it did seem to be a lot of people used to say to me about, obviously, the way the hobby's going is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, because obviously 32nd, it was a real minority. You had a few kits, but nothing particularly big in it. Now, thanks to a lot of companies like obviously Revel these days do quite a lot of 32nd stuff, but obviously, you know, Trumpeter, things like that. Zucamori now, all of their stuff's 32nd. You know, it's just, it seems to have gone that way. And then there was these rumors started around last year where people are saying there's a lot of 1/16 stuff even coming out, and it's like, you know, really, where are you going to put it?
Definitely a market for the wings 32nd biplanes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the reason they took off and did so well is because it's a good scale, because even an idiot with my hands can get in there and do rigging. Yeah, you know, the old-fashioned Edard and Roden 1/72nd.
Again, the local club that I belong to got a gentleman in there, and he's literally done the whole collection of the biplanes for the Royal ones, the Royal Navy, and all sorts.
Mm.
And outstanding work, detail that he puts in them. How he does it, I do not know.
Mm. No,
it really is good detail, and for that scale, we're dealing with obviously the lashings, the rigging. Doing the rigging in that scale, and you can see that you put what is supposed to be representing the clasps and all that.
The buckles,
he's put all that detail still in on a 72nd scale.
Yeah,
and you think, how?
Yeah, I'll tell you what you do find as well, which is quite interesting, is that you would think the older you get, the bigger scale you get, because it's easier on the eyes. But you do tend to find you'll get the older guys do, because they've been brought up with it as well, the smaller scales. Yeah. And they're the ones who produce magnificent, brilliant bits of work. And I think, God, there's no way when I'm that age, I'm not getting there quickly these days, but mid-40s going through now, it's like a case of, that I would be able to do that. I have enough trouble now, I had the shakes doing that one. I was like, various things, that random chipping, it helps to have the shakes. But no, as you say, I think it's a case of, if you're happy doing that particular scale, then that's where you should be. Never be pressurized to do something because it's the thing to do. Don't forget, it's your hobby, it's what you enjoy. That's what you want to be doing.
So the next comment is from David, post 34. Good evening, chaps. Hope you are well. I have a model. It is rather expensive. Well, to me, it is. It was a Supremate.
Yeah, surprise. I don't know. Yeah,
might be the spelling typo.
Yeah, it might be. I get asked this one a lot. Sorry, finishing it off. He's basically saying, do you just dive in and just go for it, or do you sort of wait until your skills get better? I know it's probably easy for me to say this because, as I say, it's my job. I'm doing it a while, and I know I make it look all extremely easy and all the rest of it. But sometimes, even to me, like the truck is a prime example, I am completely out of my comfort zone doing that. That's not what I do. That bit, piece of cake, do that every day of the week. This bit has been nothing short of a nightmare from start to finish, and is biting me. Even now, we're to the stage where technically all it's got to do is go together. It's still giving me grief. The Sid will testify this afternoon, it's driven me mad. I put another fingerprint in the bloody thing. But I wouldn't shy away from it because I now know not to do it again. If I was to do that again, I now know I would tackle that in a completely different way. To get that same paint effect and everything else, I would go and use a technique I know works. And to be honest, I'll go down the Tamiya route of using a Tamiya metallic like we did before and coming in with a clear blue, instead of using candy paints and UV filter, because I know I can get that same effect doing it the way I know and going through. I know it would be as hard as nails now, and I could hold it, which is the trouble I've got at the moment. Every time I hold it for more than 30 seconds, I'm leaving a fingerprint in it, or I'm scratching it. So yeah, I would.
For me, I've honed back on some of my kits that I've got until I've got my skills up a bit more. But I'm getting to that point now where it's they're sat there doing nothing. Just crack on with it.
Yeah. So, I think my point would be, if you're in a situation, and let's just assume you've got a very expensive kit. So let's just say you've got something like a Zucamori kit, 200 quid kit sat there. I would build it because you've bought it. So are you going to just have it sat there gathering dust, your 200 quid kit, and perhaps you haven't bought something else? Perhaps you could have spent that money somewhere else on perhaps 5 other kits, or perhaps you could have bought a better airbrush or upgraded something else somewhere else. Or so you just have a go at it. Personally, I would have a go at it. I wouldn't not just shy away from it, because you can use it as a learning thing, and you could get to the point where you don't want to mess it up, but your skills are probably going to be good enough to put it together, to get it painted, okay, and everything else. The things where you're probably going to go a little bit off the rails if your skills, you perhaps are coming new to the hobby or something else like that, is when you're going to get into things like weathering and bleaching and fading paintwork and, you know, perhaps with clear parts, stuff like that. So just go with what your skills have got to you at the moment and slightly push yourself. And what I try and do with all of my builds is, one, show you guys something different each time, which, you know, sometimes I go back and do something really old school. Sometimes I use something ultra modern, you know, but at the end of the day is that with each build, I'm trying to sort of show you different techniques so people with different standards and different skills could do as well. But it's just a way to literally say, right, okay, well, look, I could use this particular technique to do that very expensive kit because I know how to do it. So if it's just a case of painting it quite basically and everything else, then what you could do is that you've got a painted kit and everything else. So say your Zucamori, what we got down there, the Horton 229 is all built and everything. You could come back years later and weather it. There's nothing to stop you coming back in a few years later and saying, right, well, let's go around and fade it, or let's give it some weathering. That's, you know, give it a wash or whatever you want to do to sort of upgrade it. But generally, you know, I don't think there's much point going out and buying a very expensive kit if your skills aren't, or if you're not going to touch it. I think I would rather build kits and have a go at them. Throw yourself in.
Post 35 is from Hazzy. Hey guys, looking forward to another great show. My question to Phil is about compressor maintenance. You did a couple videos on the subject before, but I can't find them. Maybe you have renew a tutorial on the subject once again. All the best, Hazzy. He's also put PS. What is that Huey on your desk? That's mine.
That is one.
That's my one. Let's get a bit. So you mentioned your
yeah. To be honest, funny thing is, everything Airbrush. Tim has asked for our videos, so I sent Tim the all the videos, so you can watch them now on their site as well. Here he is. That's it. You go. That's it. Dead center. It'll focus on you then. So yeah, look. See. Bang, bang, bang. How good is that? But yeah, he's got the videos there. What I will do, I will, because I sent him all the links, I will put the links at the end of this when we finish. Well, I'll probably do it tomorrow. So you can watch them there as well. But basically, it's just basically draining your compressor every now and again, let the water out of it. Otherwise, it's going to go rusty in your tank. Emptying your moisture trap, make sure you do that, because otherwise, all you're going to end up is it's not worth even having a moisture trap unless you empty it. And every now and again, just completely blow out the tank, and it will clear all your lines out as well. So literally take the end off. So you literally just take this bit off, so it just releases the lot, and you'll find all the water and shit will flow through here because it will just clear it all out.
It does. So what I was told to do is put your finger over it so it builds the pressure up, and then put it lower than your tank.
That's right.
And then let it release, and then it can all out. And it does work.
Yeah. It will draw it all out. And as I say, just every now and again, you've got the moisture trap underneath, loosen it off with air in it, and it will blow it out. Just release it a little bit so it just releases down, but just get ready to catch it, because it sometimes is a lot more than you might think. And that's what happened to me when I do this video, because I'm thinking, to be honest, I don't know if I've told everyone this, the full story is I'd already done that once. And then I thought, well, I'm sort of reshoot it. So we're going to let it out. And that's why I said camera. We probably won't have much in here because I'd already emptied it. And then it just came out and it blew, it filled up the actual towel I had, flooded instantly. It's going everywhere. And what you couldn't see in shot is it's everywhere. It's going over the desk. It's running everywhere. It was like, Christ, how much water was in it? It must have been like 1 liter of water, half a liter of hair.
Post 36, Ian Smith. Hi lads, quick question. Is the Night Fighter group build open to armor as well as aircraft?
Whose group build is it? Who's running that one? I don't know.
If so, I have a 72nd Grant CDL, in brackets it's Canal Defence Light, tank I could enter.
I don't know. Is it a fighter? That's the thing. It's an anti-aircraft gun, technically.
It's not.
I wouldn't say it could, because it's actually, we're looking for fighters. Because it's a SIG, it's a specific interest group. So yeah, I would say probably not, because we're looking for aircraft. But Yes. What have you just seen?
Nothing.
What's coming up?
No, I'm just laughing at me night fighter.
Oh. At least it's got wings.
Post 37 is from Chris. Good evening, gents. Sid, Type 45 is looking good. Thank you very much. I missed out on some New Year bargains on this kit. What would look good is a set of the L Arsenal 35th Resin Navy 5 figures. Okay. I'll have to have a look at it. I've got the Tamiya 35th figures, but they're not even painted, so that would be a real bind.
It's all right, Ben's coming down.
Yeah, Ben, there's a task for you.
5 minutes, is right. I better get my macro lens for the camera for that one.
They are so much better than the photo etch ones you can get. See picture below of the very sample bridge, a very simple bridge of my 35th US Enterprise. I'm just looking at the picture, but you're not going to.
No, I'm not going to touch anything on there tonight because we lose it again.
Oh,
These are right, so I tried it last time. So look.
They aren't flat. They are body shaped.
Human. Instead of being like paper men.
Oh, so that's copy and paste that and look at it onto the internet then.
Yeah.
Phil, in regards to the review of the T90, would you treat the soft rubber turret, chemical protection parts, and barrel sleeve in anything prior to painting?
To be honest, my kit, if I get round to doing it, is say it is up for voting now. I will wash everything because mine is covered in release film. It's horrible. So I would give it a scrub first. Well, not scrub, but a wash. And then it should be fine to paint on because obviously it'll just be primer, as will the rest of it going down. It got spoken about in there. Apparently you can just glue it down with extra thin. I didn't realise you could, but apparently you can. So it's obviously not like a rubber, it's obviously a plasticky rubber, special rubber. But personally, I think I'll still PVA it just to be sure. Post
38 is from Alan. Hi Phil and Sid. Small point on the build vote. You seem to have the Airfix 70-second lightning in twice.
Have I?
By the way, we finished the last of our mince pies this afternoon.
Oh, see. I will edit that. Do you know what? I know what that is now because I'm sure I put it in before and then I couldn't see it in the list. But that's because I sat here and did it, so I can't see the screen.
Post 39 is from George. Hi guys, my question to Sid is what manufacturer made the Huey? Great. That one is the
Rebel.
No.
Oh, isn't it? I thought it was a Rebel.
No, it's the Italeri.
Oh, it's the Italeri one.
Hog something.
Huey Hog.
Huey Hog.
That's the nose gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't put the nose gun on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Italeri kit. What, 35th scale? And it's come out. I mean, I've had a bit of. I'm still fiddling with the doors at the moment because they don't fit in that well. But that's the front doors, that is. But apart from that, reasonably good kit. I say,
do the figures come with it?
To be honest, I can't remember that far back. They were in the box,
right? Because
I don't know whether it's because I asked one of my fellow modelers if they had some. I know a kit comes with the figures, but whether it was actually this kit, I don't know.
Right. Okie dokie.
I've actually got 2 sets of those figures now, but also I've got the figures to go with the dragon one as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So I've got plenty of figures.
Yeah.
So on the dragon one, I might use the other door gunner on the dragon kit. So
very good.
But it should be I was just say I've got some photo etch straps in there that
that's trying to get your harnesses.
Some bits and bobs. The seat is scratch built because in that kit you only get the one seat. Which is behind the right hand pilot, and then that's it. You don't get anything else. And I didn't want just the one seat, so I thought, all right, I'm going to make my own seat up and just bung it in.
Very good. No, it's the way to do it.
So I'm sure they all weren't specifically
Definitely
as
not.
Standard.
No.
They adapted them as and when they needed them. I would have thought so.
Yeah.
Especially in that era. So yeah, all good fun. I've even seen one I think I saw it on a Facebook page. It's to do with the Vietnam Huey. There's a page specifically for them, and it was how during the Vietnam War they tried finding different ways of making landing spots for them. And one of them, they put a mesh, a netting over trees, and they tried landing the Hueys on top of trees on this netting.
Did it end well?
I don't think so.
Don't try that one at home, kids.
But got a cracking picture of whether it was hovering or whether it was landing. I don't know. But cracking picture of them trying to do it. But as I say, whether it was actually landed on there.
I preferred the one they used to do with just drop a fucking great bomb, and the blast would flatten the trees. And that's the other one, is an instant LZ. It's like a daisy cutter. Drop it out at the back of a hut. It goes down, bang, and all the trees go flat and it's land on the trees. That was the other way.
Paul Steele, post 40. Hi guys, I'm looking for some buffable paints. What's the best and the easiest to get hold of? Sid, nice progress with the Type 45. Looks really good with the photo edge. Thank you very much, Paul. Yours is the buffable paints.
Buffable, I suppose in the UK, there's no easy way, short, easy way. As I say, the model master ones aren't available in the UK anymore because Creative were the distributor. They're not anymore, so you can't get them easily. And obviously, your model, the guns, Mr. Metal Color, which is the buffable ones, which are my preferred one, you just can't get them. They tend to be either in stock or they're not. If you see them, grab them. My advice is just get them on eBay from Hong Kong. And then obviously, usually within a week.
Okie dokie. Peter Field, post 41, reference the M1A2 blowing up. A couple of Canadian geese are in need of therapy. The lovely Hans, bless him, post 42. He's now sorted your issue with 2 lightning being put on the post.
Oh right, he's edited it.
So he's obviously edited it and taken out the lightning. Andres, which is post 43. Oh, hello. Hi guys, just a comment on the earlier question about solar wire. They do smaller sizes in this. 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.8 and 1 mil. Ordered on eBay. He's put a picture of them more.
Oh right, there you go. That's the way to do it.
Too right.
Flory effect now. You try and get it. You won't find that anywhere. Yeah, good sport as well. Decent size. Beats mine. Mine look like there's something from the 70s reject. Those things I got out.
Post 44 is from Mark. Good evening, guys. I have been looking for some old-looking 1950 to 1922 army trucks to build and have come across the model manufacturer Ace. Could any one of you tell me if they are any good or still going? They seem to get a lot of bids on eBay and can cost a bit. So would like to know before I buy.
Pass.
I've not heard of them either. I'm assuming.
I must admit, my past life and that, I didn't do armour. I was literally.
I was to say it must be an old kit. That's right. That's why they're going for perhaps silly money.
Yeah, you do tend to find you get that 2 things. It's obviously if they're a discontinued old company like that, people will just bid silly money just to buy the kit for collectors, and that tends what to happen. Or you get things like the Fujami F4s, 72nd F4s, when they weren't available, you get stupid money. Then they reissued them all and then put pay to that. But again, sometimes you get that sort of, hysteria effect with people pay. But as for Ace, I must admit, I haven't heard of those. As you say, really armour. I've only got into armour in the last sort of 10 years. So
that's of the past. Post 45 is from Colin. Hi, Phil. Just in case you need a shower later.
Yeah, I've got one. Yeah, that's it.
I'm just going on to the next page.
Oh, nice. Another one. God, this is heavy.
Urban, his post 46 on the first one on page 4. He's obviously commented on the lead wiring page question as well from Paul Lane.
You better leave the fried eggs in here for Mel. As soon as I'm going to be sleeping on the couch tonight.
Oh dear. Look for Plus model as they do sets with lead wire from 0.2 mil to 1 mil. Here's an example from a Swedish web store that have it in stock, and he's put an example photo up of the lead wire.
I can do that as well.
I'm sure you're going to get a picture up or book one out yourself.
I can do that, but
That's
this is the ones I've got, you see. So, and do you know what? This is where we can go back in time now. When we had the store, I used to stock them.
All right.
That's why they come in big things like this, because you buy them 25s at a time. So this is my leftover stock, which I've still got. So this is all like the 0.8 bag. This one is bag full of 0.8s. So yes, this is what we used to flog, because it's what I used, to be honest. But again, it's one of those things. It used to be great when they had them in. You used to get flooded. It'd be like months and months. You'd have hundreds of these in the UK. It'd be all over the place, and then you go out of stock. Can't find for 11 months.
I must admit, I've only got 2 sizes. So, Andres has put up post 47. Just pop in a question as well. I screwed up my full Aries resin cockpit for my EA6B Prowler build in the Stirring Up Dust group build and ordered a new one. Don't ask, I won't tell. Do you have any tips and tricks in how to best fit or find out what to remove / add on how to fit these kind of cockpits?
As I say, what I tend to do is when I'm doing anything like this, I obviously remove the casting blocks as per it says in the instructions. So in the instructions, it will usually have a thing that says remove here. And then take the cockpit and then add it to obviously the fuselage halves, and then just seeing how it's going to fit and what's not. Sometimes you're going to have to take some more resin away. Sometimes you're physically going to have to thin walls of the plastic. I remember doing things like F14s and F4s in the past. You have to thin them down so they're so thin you can literally hold them up to the light and see through them. It's like dodgy. But this is before I've painted it, before I've done anything. So I'll get all the test fitting and all the dirty stuff away, because obviously if you sort of painted it up and everything, then you end up starting to sand it down, all the rest of it, all that crap gets in there. Because then what you can do is once you've sanded it and chopped it and got it all to fit in, then you can take it away and give it a rinse and get it all washed out in the in the sink, or put like some more water through your airbrush and use it like a pressure washer to get it all out. Then you can go about painting it, then you can go about putting it in. But a lot of it is trial and error. There's no, I don't think anybody's actually said take 1 mil from here. It's just a case of seeing what goes in and fits. What I tend to do is, if you've got a situation, I don't know that particular part personally, but perhaps you've got the side panels, I'll fit them in to the actual thing temporarily. Sometimes I might even tack it with super glue, but normally it's just a little bit of white tack, just to glue it, hold it into place. Then I'll do a lot of test fitting. So it might be you'd have to sand away some of the sides, some of the front, some of the back, some of the bottom, just to get it in there. But do it all before you get anywhere near paint or anything to do with construction at all. Get all those horrible bits done. When I do wheel wells and things like that as well, I test fit and get them all done and everything, even before I've sometimes taken them off the sprue. The actual the kit part, the plastic parts themselves, so they know they fit. Because otherwise, and I have done it in the past, I've painted up the cockpits with lovely, and then I've had to sand it, and that dust gets in, it gets in between the switches and stuff. You can't get it out, and then you end up trying to brush it out, and you break bits of resin off, and it can cause a right mess. But a lot of that is just taking your time, patience, test fitting, and it is the trouble with Aries cockpits, fitting them in. Sometimes, as we said before, you get some kits that are a straightforward drop-in fit. Other times they take a lot of work to get in.
He's put PS, love the show.
Thank you very much.
Paul Martin, post 48. Hi Phil and Sid. Instead of using fuse wire, there is magnet wire in different diameters. I use it for getting power to the lights I put in my models. It's very useful, and I think it would work a treat. Loving the show and really enjoying your video tutorials. Just awesome.
Thank you very much.
Post 49 is Sean. Good evening. Hope everyone is well. Currently waiting for my airbrush and compressor to turn up, and I'm currently doing my Eurofighter for the group build. Only question I have is I bought Valero thinner medium over the weekend along with Valero airbrush thinner. What is the difference?
If you're meaning that one, this is the one that I tend to use. I use this purely as a thinner, which is number 161. Okay, and the cleaner obviously is something totally different. It's for cleaning. It's got a lubricant in there. But as I say, the thinner, which I'm getting low on, let's get some of this. Literally, look.
Yeah, he's put Valero thinner medium,
Mm-hmm.
and along with a Valero airbrush thinner.
Yeah, I think they're just different things. This one's designed to work with all the model airs, and obviously their things, and also it's got new formula on it, so I think it may be like a newer version of. So I haven't got the old one. I've only ever used this one.
Mm-hmm.
It says new on it for years.
I've only got a little bottle. That one as well.
Yeah, they do a little bottle of it as well.
Yeah.
Somewhere as well. Came in a set, I think. But yeah, I'm not sure about the other one. Might be just their old stuff versus their new stuff.
Mm-hmm. Post 50 is from Matthew, or known as Matt. Hi, Phil and Sid. Really enjoying the live shows. Keep up the good work. A great way to while away time working from home. I had a quick question about the washes. I'm about to attempt my first tank for the Stirring Up Dust group build, and as I need some more dark dirt wash, was thinking of ordering some sand wash as well. What sort of effect does the sand wash give compared with the Tamiya weathering sets, for example? And also, any other advice on getting a good effect for dusty tanks?
Yeah, the sand wash is my sort of staple way of doing anything type of sandy. I would go in with the dark dirt wash first to give shadowing, and then you go in with the sand wash, because that will give you a very dusty, dry look to your armor, especially on the top sides, because it will gather around in the edges and it looks like built up dust. Best thing to go and have a look in, just trying to think, what we got with sandy. The Chinook, is it still available? Hold on. Hold on, we'll take you with the share, because this should work. Okay.
It should know it's working, hopefully.
Yeah. We said that earlier. Okay, so if you follow me on a quick trip around the site, okay, so we go down to video builds. I'm hoping it's still in here. That's the thing. It's in our older one. Is that the rain?
It's starting to rain, yeah.
Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so back in the day, we did a Huey, literally very back in the day, crikey. Different version of the Huey. Hold on with me. We all went to Odium. I know you didn't.
I didn't. That was before my time.
Actually, this is before everyone's time. This is when I went on my own. When Larry took me around, and there he is now. Yay! Anyway, this is the days when I used to do photo and video work.
Oh, you're so awesome.
Hold on. Right. Okay. So this is the sand wash going on. This was over just your standard olive drachmy green, RAF green, and as you can see, it built up and gives runs. This is when it was wet, and when it dries back, giving you this sort of look. Now, this was the old sand wash we had. Okay, the new one works better because it's a finer pigment, so it should be a lot more natural, but it gives you this sort of dusty look. This was probably before everything out, but you'll get the nice streak down. Also, you'll get build up where it is, and it all hangs, and you see it grips. Crikey, I think it's raining. Sorry. Do you want to pull that window too? But as you can see, you'll get all this sort of dusty look to it. This is what the actual sand wash does. We did this thing of where they stick hose pipes into flushy engines and stuff like that, and it should give you a nice sort of grippy, dusty look to things on all of this one as it goes all the way through. So yeah, there we go. Pretty good stuff.
I followed that as well.
Back in the day, that was a few years ago now. So yeah, plenty of it. But it should give you in all the recesses, just giving a natural. Is that hail?
Sounds like rain.
It's like end of the world out there.
I got the trumpeter 35th scale one to do.
Ooh, nice kit that is.
I got that one to do for my Vietnam stuff.
That's a beast, that one.
It is. It's bigger than your ship box.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. So yeah, as you say, obviously the more layers you put on, the more dusty it'll get. That just had a what I call mid-range effect. These days, I might even go a bit more heavier with it. But...
And he's put at the bottom, thanks. And as I only live up the road in Exeter, I really must come and see you soon. All the best.
Yes, you must, and you must
Yes.
come to the geek
meet.
The geek
Why have you been
meets.
here?
Yes, we need to arrange one for this month. We haven't had one this month.
Disgraceful. Post 51 is from Dave. Hi guys, good to have you back. My question is the Meng T90A review still on site?
The T90A was part of the old news shows, and it is amongst the news show. What I need to do is download and get it out, because I haven't got the original. That's the trouble. So yeah, what's happened is when I was doing a lot of these reviews, when I used to review them as part of a news show, they are in the news shows. That's the trouble with them. So if you go in the search thing on the site and put in there T90, it will probably come up because it was one of the news shows, and it will tell you which news show it was in, and you get to it that way. But I need to download them all again, edit them out, and then put them up as a standalone.
Post 52 is from Steve. Hi guys, from frigid Wisconsin,
Yeah, Wisconsin,
USA. This morning's temperature was 19 below zero.
okay, that's cold.
My question is for Phil regarding ink washes. Unclear from the tutorials if you are no thinning. If you are no thinning the ink with only flow improver, or using water with a bit of flow improver. Also, do you ever use this as a pin wash for panel lines, etc.?
I don't tend to use it as a pin wash because I just use my wash for that because it's a lot easier and safer. As for the other one, no, it's water. I think up there's a couple of different versions of it that I did. I did one with just pure flow improver. It goes everywhere then, it's lovely. Takes a longer time to dry, so it's got a better time for manoeuvring it around, i.e. if you want to rub it off. But normally it's all water, a couple of drops of flow improver, a couple of drops of the actual Indian ink. Just remember, small amounts because it is very, very strong. Otherwise you're going to turn everything black instantly. And it's not a good look, trust me, when you overkill it, because it is a bit of a bugger to get off.
Post 53 is from Chris. Hi guys. First, a very happy new year to you all. Just watching the show while I'm finishing up my Tamiya 3550 Bismarck. I expect to post some pictures of it in a few days if all goes well. And I also wanted to say that I'm very happy joining Flooring Models last year. It really has given my modeling the boost that it needed. I've learned a lot in recent months thanks to the very helpful videos and also from the forum. Happy modeling, cheers, love the show. You're very welcome, Chris.
Love to see it. Like a Bismarck. Even 350, it's I call that the nice scale. You're gonna go Steffen's 1/200. That's just a monster, isn't it?
Post 54 is from Peter. Hi Phil and Sid. When I use ink washes, I find the area gets too dark. Any suggestions? Looking forward to Phil doing the Airfix Typhoon. I have come to the lost my mojo point of my build and need some inspiration. Great show, Peter.
Yeah, we don't panic. That's starting soon. Very, very soon. If it's too dark and using Indian ink, sometimes it lightens up. So when you first put it down, it's extremely dark, and then it lightens over the next couple of minutes through to hours. Otherwise, just thin it even more. Sometimes a lot of people have said to me, it's really strong and dark. Literally, if you just thin it, try it, thin it, try it. But also, when you thin it and test it, don't just go, yeah, it needs a bit more thinners. Let it dry, because it does dry back a lot lighter.
Simon Webb's put up a picture, eventually,
right,
of his airbrush.
Which one was it?
Sorry guys, my photo wasn't attached. This is what I meant, and it's looking like the cover.
Oh, it's the cover one, yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
Is this just a cover protector, or is it designed to be used during use?
I think it's a cover protector that they all come with the standard in the box. rather than an actual functioning item. Because my point to it would be, you couldn't see your needle. What's the point of it? If you can't see your needle, you can't see if you've got any build-up.
I was held up at work, hence why I didn't have time to attach the photo. I also got this baby today for £70 delivered.
Oh, nice. Very, very nice. Yes. My favourite, if I'm honest. Still pulls at my heartstrings. Phantom. As a Phantom fanatic.
And that's a 30-second skill as well.
Mm.
I just hope Phil tells me it is a good kit.
Oh, it is, yeah. I've built lots of them. Yeah, I've only had one myself. That kit is there. It's that one. And say, I know I pulled it apart and did all the bits to it, but it is a great kit. They are lovely kits. As I say, the good thing about that one is because obviously you can fold the wings up. It doesn't take up too much room. It fits in that cabinet, which is perfect. Yeah, if I had my way, I'd have a line. I could have Phantom Row.
Post 56 is from Paul. Good evening, guys. As usual, a valuable source of info. Thanks for that. I have an interesting question, Phil. I recall a long time ago you saying you were not one for using oil paints for applying filter techniques on your aircraft. However, oil washes, filters, and dot filters are a common method used on armour, like I just did on my 35th trumpeter tractor. Obviously, there's another word before that, but I can't pronounce it, which I will post soon. Do you think you might try one or some of these techniques in your future armour builds, or maybe even on aircraft? Warmest greetings to you both.
Yeah, I can give it a try. I don't think there's a place on aircraft. I've seen people do it on aircraft, and I'm not actually a fan of it. For that particular technique, I use other options, which, you know, I suppose the Hind is the best one for it. If you want to have a streaky look to your model, to give that sort of, on armour it looks great because it's almost that sort of weathered streak thing. But because a plane or a helicopter is flying through the air, the aerodynamics don't mean crap, because it's not just going to head south. It's going to go all over the place, and that's especially with helicopters. They're sort of off, and then they drop down, and then they go off like this. So, you know, it's a totally different ball game. But in armour, because actually everything naturally is coming south, I can understand the point to it. So I might give it a whirl on there. As I say, I have other slight variations on that technique. As I say, things like the washes, I will pull the wash. So like I did on the World War I tank, it was a classic example. Obviously, I did that with naturally. Again, it's that thing. I like to experiment with things, but certain things I know work. So when I'm dealing with the wash, I put the dark wash down, and then I put the grime wash over the top. Then I hit it with cold water, and as it naturally all ran down, I get all that streaking. It takes even a long time to do it like that in 30 seconds. So it's not like I had to mess around with going around with oils, dot filtering, and doing all those things. When I can just airbrush, and then also I can get that effect naturally because it does it exactly as it would in real life. So that's the difference to it. So I've got slightly other different techniques which I'll use to get that same thing. But as you say, it's nice to try old school methods, I suppose, and give them a whirl for people who haven't got washes and things like that, and we can do it that way.
Post 57 is from Daz. He's put that Fort Wayne IN is Indonesia, Indiana.
Indiana, there we go. Indiana. Not Indonesia, because that's like a different country. Indiana.
Post 58 is from Andrew. Hi guys, thanks for the show. I'm just wondering if there are any decent tutorials or videos knocking around for soldering photo etch, particularly what type of flux, solder and soldering irons. Seems so many different products out there, and I need to solder my flaps. It's so confusing. Thanks again, Andy.
Funny enough, Andy.
He's put edit. I've just turned in and seen something earlier said about solder. I'm sorry if I'm repeating.
No. Basically, I'm gonna have a go at that. I'm gonna do it maybe tomorrow. If I say I want to get the truck finished tomorrow, which I think is probably only half a day's work, and then tomorrow afternoon I might start on the soldering tutorial. So with any luck, I'm going to have a go at it, because the only thing I've got to find is some gas, because I'm out of gas for my blowtorch. but I've got my flux, my solder, I've got plenty of things to solder. So we're going to show the differences between obviously soldering it, gluing it, super gluing it, PVA gluing it, and all the other things.
I don't know if you want to be brave enough to put you in a picture thingy.
God, if this goes wrong, it's sin.
But this is from Lee.
Right.
With her 148 B17, and she's put, I tried it as a cutaway, and she's put up 1, 2, 3 pictures.
Right, hold on.
Oh God.
This goes wrong again. It's you. What page are you on?
Page 4, I think. Yeah, page 4.
No, it's right. Looks like we're working again.
59. There you go.
All right, yeah.
So that's the bottom of it,
What's the bottom?
and then the cutaway two is the
Oh,
next
right.
2 pictures.
Is that what it is? It's a cutaway one, or
Yeah.
she made it a
No,
cutaway?
she's made it a
Oh,
cutaway.
yeah, I can see the pin marks, yeah. Very good. See, there we go.
Indeed.
I'm just saying now, I'm not knocking the kit in general, but I've built that kit as well, and it's just a little bit flashy when you compare it to the new Rebel one, shall we say? Because the new Rebel one, I've reviewed it. We've had it here on the show, and it is a nice kit. It's just the old ones are showing their age a little bit. But no, nice cutaway job, that. Very good. Very nice. See, she's a clever little flea, isn't she?
Indeed, she is. Post 60 is from Andy, but I'm not too sure why. But he's just quoted Craig Green's original post saying about looking forward to the Kitty Hawk Jaguar, because he's been out and bought it and wants to follow it.
Yeah, let's say I'll be starting it this week. Let's say my plan of action this week has gone slightly awry because I've been getting everything else sorted out. I've got to get the membersy bits out. Tomorrow I'm going to be finishing off day, and then as I say, hopefully Thursday I'm going to be cracking on with the Jaguar and everything else. And Friday's obviously news show and reviews and things. So.
Post 61, first one on page 5 is from Andy. Hi Craig, the first submarine I did was the Trumpeter 350th HMS Astute. A nice kit with etched parts and can be presented in waterline.
So you get half a kit then, does it? Well, actually, if it's waterline with the sun, most of it's underwater.
You could do clear, and then you could have a bit of both then.
Right, okay. Yeah, you could try that.
62 is Neil. The Rebel Phantom kit is so old, even Scalemates doesn't know about it.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's in colour. It should be sepia.
Have you asked Barney Wubble?
Yeah, that's it. I think he made it. He made the mould. Ding, 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 ding. He probably used a pelican or a woodpecker to chisel it out.
David's put post 63 is a mix of surprise and present. He's put up what that word was.
Oh, right. That's a present. Brilliant.
Ta-da!
See, we've learned a new special word today. I'll go to Mill later and I'll say, here's a present for you. Then I'll get a slap.
Yeah. I'm back on the couch.
Yeah, get back on your couch.
Post 64 is from Daz. Are we still going? There are a couple. Ace are still going.
Oh, well.
There are a company based in Russia. They have done shed loads of vehicles and artillery pieces.
Sounds like the end of the world out there. Good luck going home.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, it's pretty rough here in Devon.
Post 65 is from Ari. Hello, guys. There was talk of a favourite scale, but what is the favourite subject and time period for model? My favourite subject are aircrafts and helicopters from the 80s to present days.
Yeah.
I haven't got a specific, it's just whatever I fancy building.
No, I must admit, I'm very much a, I suppose, 70s to the 90s aircraft.
Okay.
So I like all the Intruders, Corsairs, Phantoms, and then obviously the RAF. So we've got the Buccaneers, the Phantoms, the Jaguars. that type of era, and then obviously with the Russian stuff as well around that time period as well. So yeah, that's my type of thing.
Post 66 is from David Smith. Sean, the Valero thinner medium, and he's put which is 70.524, is the Ode milky coloured thinner. The Airbrush thinner 71161 is their new formula. It still works, but the new formula is better for airbrushing. I use the Ode one for thinning model colour. Cheers, Dave.
Yeah, I did think perhaps it was something more to do with model colour versus model air. I have to say, you know, a lot of people say to me about different thinners and that. I still use the whatever it is, the model air one, because it's just so handy. Because it's in a bottle like this, and it's on, you know, it's got one of those things. You just squirt it in. It's not any better than Tamiya X20A. It's just that I might end up sticking X20A in here because it's just handy having it in the bottle.
I must admit, my X20A, along with the now self-leveling thinners, is what I use for bigger paint loads.
Yeah.
If I'm painting by brush or I've only got a small amount that I need to paint, I don't bother with the cut. I go straight into the brush.
Yeah.
I put a couple of drops from that into it and then put the paint in.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Or a couple of drops of that into a lid.
Yeah. It's just that I find these. We should sell these bottles.
The bottles are so handy.
We'll be our first in the new range of Flory Models bottles, because now they've got that side of the company. Technically, there's nothing in my contract that says I can't start up new products. I'm just not allowed to sell this. I just can't flog washes, pigments, and anything to do with weathering, but I can do bottles. So yeah, the new Flory Models range of bottles and stuff. There's nothing in the contract that says I can't do that.
Post 60, how do you know? I reckon she must have fallen asleep in a cupboard upstairs.
Well, I'm the dog, that's the thing. So it was one of the dog banging on the door.
Post 67 is from Alex. Again, I was going to say a new name, but it's not. He just obviously is only his 5th post. Hi, Phil and Sid. Can you advise me on the best way to strip paint off of clear parts? I got some paint bleed under the masking of the canopy of a 32nd Tamiya A6M20. All paint used were Tamiya acrylics. Keep up the good work, and a special thanks to the Armour God Steve for his tip on eye model kit. Regards, Alex.
Okay, Alex, probably the most helpful and best loved tool in our infantry as modelers is a toothpick or a cocktail stick if you're here in the UK. To be honest, the great thing about using these is you can scrape away acrylic paint very easily without damaging the glass. If you're going to try and get it off of, something else like enamels and stuff like that, it's going to be a bit of trouble. But if you come in and use a blade, you might scratch the glass or someone else. This won't scratch it. And to be honest, I went around, you were here, when I undid the Heinkel logo, I had a little bit down there, but just to make it all nice and sharp, I went around the every window on there and just chipped away and scraped it. And just make sure you've got a sharp point on it, or make a flat chiseled end to it and just go along and it'll take it all off lovely. And that's the reason why I love using acrylic paint so much, because if that's enamel, it isn't going to come off quite as easy. You're going to have to think of other options, maybe even sanding and repolishing. But this, you can just go along and scrape it all away and away you go.
Yeah, no, he said it was acrylic, so
you'll all be good. But
that's definitely the way.
Toothpick or a cocktail stick is your friend. The cheapest and most simple way. And as I say, I did it on all of this, all the way around it, just to sharpen it all up. But it needed it or not.
Indeed. Post 68 is from Stuart, who is a new member.
Welcome, Stuart.
Hey guys, do we know when the hoodies are up for sale?
Definitely by Friday. As I say, Mel's picking up tomorrow. As I say, they are on the site, it's just it's not live for you to see. Yeah. It's just I didn't want to put them until we actually have them here.
And he's put, I'm new to the group, but love the shows.
Thank you very much. It's moved it urgent.
Oh, yes, it did. Trying to make it look like she's doing something again now.
That's it now.
I'm just
she's coming to give us a bollocking.
Yeah. And that is it's up to date, actually.
Look, and it's 10 o'clock.
It is.
Crikey. Are we going to rename the show now? the Phil and the Sid show 9 till like 10 instead of like sorry 7 till 9 or 7 till 10, because we might as well be honest, because I don't think we've ever got away early.
No, we've never been away at 9.
No, yeah, we don't till 9. The thing is, it does sound like it's like you think, oh, it's 2 hours, but actually it only feels like we've been here half hour. Time does not fly when you sit here.
It certainly does fly, yeah.
So yes. Well, there we go.
So
we do apologise for the cock up earlier.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on
Yeah,
there.
I don't know what happened there. I think we crashed the forum.
I think we handled it well.
I think we did very well at doing that.
I think we did.
It was almost like the Canadian Grand Prix all over again when they had like that rain. And David Coulthard and whoever it was rabbited on. I remember that for like 2 hours. They even got around to talking about birds.
I was going to say one silly thing or laughable thing.
What's that?
With my 45 Destroyer,
yes,
I've been obviously removing all the ladders off the plastic, yeah.
Right, yeah.
For wet stuff. And I'm there with dual Ode, the very thin.
Oh, the ultra thins.
But obviously they're rough.
Yeah.
And I've done probably quite a lot of them with that, and then suddenly realised in my little toolkit I had those chisels.
Oh, you got your chisels. You numpty.
And I scraped away the last 2 ladders.
I haven't even got any ultra thins anymore.
And it was so tiny, I thought to myself, oh, why did I do this earlier?
Yeah, that's it. No, I must admit, I was doing something the other day and I thought, oh, I know, I've got those chisels. And I stuck one of these straight through the object I was doing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say through your finger.
No, well, I'm about to. That's why they live in here. But they were so good. I was like, oh, I'll just do a little bit off and straight for it.
Just as the last one, I think Urban's put up. Thanks, Phil, for your great praise of my model. When you thought it was a Fujimi, thanks a lot.
Yeah, that's it. I did. When I first saw the picture on there, I thought it was a Fujimi kit. Yes. Done a great job on that. Very nice.
You did.
Very, very good. Can't go wrong with that Phantom. There we go.
So that's it.
That's
We're
it.
up to date.
Thank you. Thank you very much, mate.
You're welcome.
As I say, I think we handled today's show particularly well. Phew. Seeing as it's just us, hasn't been just us for ages either.
No.
It turns out Steve could have made it. He texted me about 7 o'clock. And said, do you want me on? I said, a bit late, we're already here. Sorry, mate, we'll get you in next week. I did message earlier. In my defence,
you did.
The rest of the gang said, no, we can't. They're doing that thing called work or something.
Is it?
Hans has got to work today. And so Stefan. So it's like, oh, all right, if that's what's going to get in the way, we won't hold it against you. There we go. Right, as I say, it's going to be a fun week for me. I'm going to crack on with these, get these finished off out of the way, get the truck up. Next part of the truck will be up tomorrow, and then we're going to have some reviews on Thursday, new show on Friday, and then the last part of the Heinkel will go up on Monday, and then we're going to be well into getting on with these bad boys.
Lovely.
So we'll be on with the Jag and the Kitty Hawk. The Typhoon is coming. Trust me, it's coming. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun.
It'd be one of those things, and here it is. Where were you lot? I built it. No, it won't be like that at all. Still there, but
both here.
I have got some cracking kits coming for you. I do have to mention, and I really was hoping it's going to be here today, but it's coming in tomorrow. But I have got a certain 1/32 trumpeter kit, which
you can keep that one. I don't want that one.
Oh, everybody wants that one.
I want the Bradley.
All right, I have got the main Bradley coming in as well. That's why it's in the list to be done. I have got trumpeters, new MiG-21 as well coming in, and I've got something else. What was the other thing I've got coming? I can't remember now. I've got 4 things coming in. What's the other thing?
I can't remember now.
No, not right. I've got something else coming in as well. I can't remember what it was. And also I've got the AK Interactive Modern Aircraft paint set, which we all know now has got a load of missing colours.
Indeed. So
it'd be a bit of a pain for that. So anyway, they're going to be up for review end of the week. All your bits and pieces, to be honest, the next person after Nev Thompson, see I have all your names and letters here, will be Mark Roberts. I'm going to do these tomorrow morning first thing over breakfast. And then Michael Dalton. Okay, and then we've got Mike Clapton. There's another O in there. And I'll get all your things out, because here they are, because Sid's been helping me today. We've been stuffing your medal and the badges and all the bits and pieces into these. So we will get them out to you all tomorrow.
Be making myself useful for a
change. Bless you. And obviously you winners, you're going to get your bits as well this week as well. They're going to go out tomorrow as well.
But the best bit is,
Yes.
I saved you postage.
You did. You saved me the £3.50 it'll cost the post.
I've saved you some postage because I got mine.
Yeah. Have you got a badge?
I got a white badge.
You got a white badge?
I got a white badge
You
because
got
I'm special.
The black badge. Yeah, it is for the special. It's your black badge. So there you go. Did you get a sticker as well?
I got a sticker.
You got
a
the
sticker.
pile of stickers over there. So there we go.
Oh yeah, I have actually.
Yes. So they will be going out this week to you all and everything else like that. So thank you for joining us. So
yeah, thank you very much.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Hope you weren't too upset about the hiccup earlier.
Yeah, sorry about the hiccup earlier. I don't know quite what happened there.
No.
And I bet we'll never find out either. It's been one of those things. So never mind. All right, then, guys, that's it from us.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks
Bye.
everyone. Bye.